Hello, guys. It's your pontiff here. How are you guys? Archie Luxury. Hello. How are you going today? Everything okay? Are you happy? Are you all happy, guys? Tell me that. Is everything okay? It's your pontiff, and you're on Pontiff TV. This is Archie Luxury on the Archie Luxury live stream channel. So I gotta tell you there, guys, it's it's all good news. It's Friday morning. Friday morning in Australia. Friday morning. And it's been a bit wet. Indeed there. Frozen Yukoner, $2. Thursday afternoon with the Pontiff Fridge Fund. Thank you so much. Speak of the devil, we have Mike the Snake.
Hello,
How
Archie.
are you, Mike?
I'm doing okay.
What's wrong? Where were you? Why weren't you here,
Well,
Mike?
a couple of weeks
We had a
ago,
lot of people asking what's happened to Mike the Snake.
I
What's going
apologize.
on?
A couple of weeks ago, we had a storm that dumped 18 inches of rain overnight, and
Yeah.
it flooded my house, it flooded my garage, and it flooded everybody else's yards in my neighborhood. And I've had to dedicate my afternoons to working to just repair that. And then uh, I want to say that today is a day of Thanksgiving, and I must say that um, unfortunately, my father was flying down to Southern California in his airplane, and he crashed.
How
Um,
badly did he crash?
he's in critical
He's alive?
condition. He's alive. He's in critical condition. Um, he uh, he basically four compound fractures in his left leg, broke his right leg, broke his left arm, smashed his skull in, six broken ribs. It broke his big laceration all the way from his face down to his neck. Lost all his teeth.
Any
Um,
brain injury?
he did have some bleeding from the brain, but they said it wasn't too bad, and that seems to be
Is
subsiding.
he
And
able to talk?
yeah, he never lost consciousness. In fact, even as fucked up as he was making jokes in the emergency room about the cute
Okay.
nurses. But I mean, what a stud, man. He used to
Just hang on
fly.
1 minute. Hoff on Smash, $2. Happy Thanksgiving to all my fellow punters. 100%. Now, just so I know, what sort of plane is this? I'm going to call a picture up. What sort of plane? Give me the details.
It's called an air coupe.
E
ERCOUPE.
ERCOP
No,
CO.
COUPE. Like
Yeah,
air
air
coupe.
coupe model. Give me a model.
Just air coupe. Type in
How about a
air coupe and
415C?
pull in images, and it'll pull up the plane.
415. 415.
Uh, no, just type in air coupe and hit images, and it'll pull
Okay.
up 1,000 pictures of the plane.
Okay. So
There's
let's
only
hang on.
there's
I'm
only
just bringing
one
it
air
up
coupe.
now. There's only one air coupe.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
the,
Oh, here we go. This is it. It's a little. It's a
yeah,
little
it's got
single engine. Which
yep, and
one
it's
is your
got
dad's like?
well, I mean, I don't think his actual plane is there, but the unique thing about this plane is you'll notice it has two vertical tails in the back.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, it does. That's like
okay,
a the constellation. The
yeah, the Constellation and the
what's that?
bombers.
What's that? That's the super constellation. Remember that? That
Uh,
was no, that was an air. That was
oh
a
yeah, it's an
passenger
airliner.
plane. The
Um,
super constellation. It had two. So what is that? What's the advantage of that?
well, the Air Coupe was designed by the same designer as Piper,
Yep.
and it was designed for to be easily flown by the average person who wasn't a full-fledged pilot, and so the
Yeah.
rudders were coupled to the ailerons, and so all you had to do is steer the plane like in a car, and it would make a coordinated turn. You didn't have to,
I
and it was
see.
spin proof. You could not get it into a spin and spin it in.
Oh.
And so it was, designed as a ultra safe airplane. Now,
So
um,
it's a single engine.
single engine, 85 horsepower, and it's not very fast.
Okay. How high
and
does it fly?
It'll fly 15, 20,000 feet if you want to go that high with it, but you're going to need oxygen past 13 or 14,000 feet.
Okay.
People bring a tank and put a little mask on if you're going to go higher than 10, 12,000. But in any case, his fuel pump went out flying over this large mountain range called the Grapevine in Southern California. And he cleared the top and was trying to make this little strip of ground and didn't make it. And he went in and was critically injured. And but he's expected to survive.
The plane
so
is completely damaged, or what's the plane
plane
like?
is absolutely totaled. You can pull up if you type in Ventura plane crash, you can pull up the article and see the crashed plane.
It's spelled Ventura plane. Okay, got it. It's coming.
And it's got a picture of a guy standing in like half in the cockpit of the munched up plane.
This was in this is it here, is it?
Yes, it is. That's the plane. He came in a turn. You see, he clipped his left wingtip first, and the plane swung around and then nosed in, and that's when he was thrown forward, drastically, and went through, basically the front of the airplane himself. And he's got 4 compound fractures in his left leg. That means 4 different bones sticking out of your leg.
Our prayers are with you there, man. That's pretty
please,
bad, Mike.
Send prayers for my father.
Yes.
I'm just thankful that he is alive, and it really got me thinking.
You know what? You know what, Mike? I don't want to be nasty to you because I love you.
Oh, yeah, please don't.
Maybe it could be an idea. Look at this. You had a plane you had before. You sold it, and the guy died.
I know. Yes.
Your dad had an accident in this plane here.
My grandfather was killed at landing at Oakland.
You know what? It might be a good idea to give the plane thing away. Commercial.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bear?
It's not in the books.
I don't think you need to think like that. Don't give up on your passion. If flying is your passion.
It's going to be a while before I'm even capable of affording to be able to fly. So that's so far down the road.
By the way, guys, I just want to say, guys, I had lunch with Sirocco Sales yesterday.
Thank you for all the pictures and videos that you promised. We really appreciate it in our group.
I love Sirocco. He's one of my favorite guests, along with you, Bear. Arr!
Arr! AC3 security staff.
Mike.
$5. Nothing to report, boss, apart from Stefano having a dig at you on Tim's stream. Everything else is secure. The team is on it. Please give us a growl, Bear.
All right.
It wasn't a big dig, Arch. It was just a mention of
I saw it. I saw it. He says, why doesn't that clown? Why doesn't that clown sell them all off and get one super paddock with those goal-sized paddocks he's got there?
Oh, are you the evil wizard? Are you the evil wizard?
I gotta tell you, I had enough. I gotta be completely honest with you, Bear. I have had enough of that jackass for my lifetime. You know that I had enough.
Which one?
By the way,
Stefano?
Bear, just as you are speaking here, I am posting some pics into the Archie Luxury
Thank you.
Group. This is with sales. Okay.
So if people want a sneak peek of Archie Luxury behind the scenes,
look at that. Sirocco having look at the 2 Rolex, my Rolex and his Rolex.
We can barely make it out, but nice.
Joe Kramer, $5. Happy Thanksgiving, all. Prayers,
Thank you.
Mike, to your dad.
Thank you very much.
Bear and Archie, give us a gobble.
I don't do gobble. Bears
Hey,
don't do
Archie,
gobble.
have you gotten
Gobble,
your booster
gobble,
shot
gobble.
yet?
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Have you
gotta
gotten
tell you
your
something.
Have you gotten your COVID booster shot yet?
Oh, no. I've got to wait 6 months because I only just got the second.
Oh,
I got
That's
the
right.
AstraZeneca. Let me say to you, Bear, I had lunch with Sirocco.
Mhm.
A little bit of etiquette I want to ask you because you're in the restaurant business.
Certainly. Go ahead.
Okay, so two men, we're friends, we have lunch
Mhm.
together.
Mhm.
Now, last time I did this with Sov,
Mhm.
I haven't been able to live it down. But with Sirocco, I had the Singapore noodles. Sirocco had the sweet and sour with the rice. He
I
didn't.
love Singapore noodles, by the way.
Okay, he didn't finish. He
Yes.
didn't even touch his rice,
Okay.
and he left a few pieces of meat there.
I
Now,
see where
I
this is going.
desperately wanted to say, Sirocco, do you mind if I finish that off?
You know, with a gentleman
But
like Sirocco,
that's
it's
fine
not,
to
it's
do.
not, it's okay.
I don't think
It's
that's not like
absolutely
totally taboo.
no.
But what do I say then? Because I've gone out on dates, right, and it hasn't gone down well.
Just,
right.
did you
So
mind
I
if
just first date, just leave it. Then the second date, I say, if you're not having that, I'll finish that off for you.
Sure. Or do you
That's
mind
why
if
I
do you mind
used-
if I finish that off for you?
I used to date skinny women because they never ate much, and I could always finish their food off. And Sirocco, here we go. Tan Zeal, legend of the day, the Tan, the Zeal. Bear on the show. This will be a super show.
Thank you,
AC3,
Tan.
my new Panerai strap is dedicated to your best-selling book, available on Amazon, Collecting Louis Vuitton by Horatio Paul Pluta. Happy Thanksgiving, US friends.
Did
Happy
you
Thanksgiving.
see? Did you see how cool that Pam looks on that strap? It's
Ah,
in
it's
the
absolutely-
Archie Asylum group. If you can bring it up,
It's
I think.
absolute. Tan
I'd
Can you
love
actually
to see a
sent.
pic.
Tan
Can
actually
you bring
sent
it up?
me. Yeah, I can get it up on my screen here now. Look
You
at
can
this.
get it up, all right, Archie. Good
Yeah.
for you. At your age, getting it up is not a small task.
No, so here we go. There we go. Bear technology
Yeah.
at its best.
Yeah. Very cool. Do you have it on the watch itself? Because that when it actually shows the full beauty. By the way, that's from our friend Aaron Bespoke.
Yes, Aaron
What's that?
Bespoke.
Was that a watch strap?
Archie, does he sponsor you?
Look, he
Does
gave me.
Aaron, does he sponsor you? Do you want me to ask him?
Look, he sent me. I got a strap. I got a free strap from him. This was when I was with Clive. Then COVID hit, and we sort of just. I would love to do something with Aaron.
Yeah, the guy.
Because
I mean,
the
his
straps
work
are.
is remarkable.
You know what? I will say this, okay?
Mm.
ABC, $2, £2. Have patience with Wizard. He needs the meds, you see.
Yeah, he does go through these motions of extremely excited, extremely happy, then a little bit quiet, and so on. I'm not accusing him of anything, but there is some kind
No,
of.
I love the
By
Wizard.
the way, Ron the Shrink is in the chat. If you want to
Jump on
drop
combat
the link,
strats. Yeah. So Aaron Bespoke. He
drop the
goes
link
by.
for him.
He goes. Yes, I'm just posting it now. He goes by two names: Aaron Bespoke and also Combat Straps.
That is correct.
Absolutely. I got to tell you this. Normally, Bear, I'm very fussy when it comes to straps. I think it's like having a Porsche and you put on really cheap tires. I hate. Normally, I prefer the OEM straps, like the original Paddock strap or
Same
the
with
original.
me, but
However, let me say this to you. I will say this with an Aaron. That's the only strap I've ever had in my life
yeah,
where on my Paddock, I thought, no, take off the original Paddocks. I've actually got two for that model. I got a brown one and a black one, and I prefer to have the dark blue one. That's the 5196, that dark blue.
I'm taking this
Nice.
clip and I'm going to show it to him, And if
Yep.
he doesn't sponsor you after this, something is wrong with it.
I'm
Now,
trying to get.
I only wear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry, I was going to say the only other strap I've got is I do a bit with Theo and Harris.
Yeah.
Those are those.
I don't have any straps. I only wear bracelets, but I did find this bracelet, which is just absolutely amazing.
Are you talking Uncle Seiko, right?
Yes, but it is absolutely amazing. It's so supple.
Yeah, that's
the way it
interesting.
rolls. Along your. It is just the most comfortable
Okay.
thing.
I was just going to say with the with the Theo and Harris ones, they're not as nice. They're a different style of strap to the Aaron Bespoke. Aaron Bespoke is a really
higher level.
Actually, no, it's a different style. It's like Lange
higher level. I seen Theo and Harris straps. They're good.
Yeah. What I like about the Theo and Harris straps is amazing colors. I must admit that the creativity in it.
The thing about Aaron, he actually will work with your watch. He will make a unique strap. He will actually put together something that's very specific for you and your watch. With
I gotta
Theo
say
Harris,
this.
you go to catalog and you pick it, and I want this and this and this.
Yeah,
this is all custom made.
I must admit,
this is what he made for me.
Oh, that's Aaron Bespoke.
Yes.
Wow, I love the bear on that. Where did you get that from?
Aaron Bespoke. He made it for me.
With the Yugoslav flag there.
Wow, how cool is that?
Well, actually, that's a Serbian flag. I mean, I'm Serbian. Yugoslavia doesn't exist any longer, but that's with the Serbian flag. Yes.
Well, I still recognize the former Soviet republics because life was a lot better.
Was it?
Then.
Was it? I don't know.
But do you think this jungle capitalism they've got now is the answer?
I don't know. I'm not really enough.
I got to tell you, I think it's really sad.
I am just anti-communist by nature. I don't like communism.
No. I totally agree with you, but I think they released the hounds too quickly. They didn't think about how do we do this. They just.
Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to do that. By the way, Archie, I just want to wish happy Thanksgiving to all our U.S. viewers. Today is the Thanksgiving in U.S., not in Canada, guys. We celebrate Thanksgiving a little earlier, but we hope you all enjoying this day. It's a day of football, turkeys, good drink, good food, and a lot of picture taking of your watches. So we hope you are having a great evening in U.S.
I got to tell you, I was a bit upset with the Wizard's comments there. And
he gets like that.
I wanted to answer that. Can I please answer his criticism? So Wizard said, I don't understand if he's got those girl-sized paddocks. Why doesn't he sell them all off and get one and done? Okay, now I'll tell you the answer to that, okay? For starters, Wizard, these are my watches for my benefit. They're not for you. They're not for anybody else. This is purely my hedonistic pleasure. Okay?
Amen.
Now, the thing is this. Let me explain it to you. I've actually done a full circle. I have, even in the life of my YouTube channel, I've managed to sample many, many things. It's like buying the Whitman sampler chocolate box. You know, the sampler. You try the coffee cream. I like the nougats. I know what I like. I don't like those fucking strawberry creams. Does anyone actually like those strawberry creams?
I do. I do.
I hate that shit. I like
We
nougats.
We would get along.
Because we could share the box. I like the hazelnut. You know, the hazelnut, the ones with nuts in. I like that. I don't like Turkish Delight. You could have that.
I don't think I've ever had that.
I like Turkish Delight.
And I don't like the strawberry creams or that. What's the green one? What's that called? Strawberry creams. What's the other one?
The green one. I don't. I'm with you there.
Spearmint creams as well.
The mint.
Right?
The mint.
Oh, the mint. Yeah, I'm not a mint.
I don't like those. Now let me say this to you, okay? The thing is, okay, why don't I sell them all off and get one? Well, the reason for this is, Wizard, I've actually looked at my whole collection. Okay, so for starters, with my whole Patek journey, when I was okay, here we go. Just very quickly, we'll grab this super chat. Juliet Abriabis, €2. Black Bay 58, Paddock 5296, and Explorer 1 collection rating. I would have to say, seriously, I actually would say this is a 10 out of 10 because
10.
he's got a Grail,
Okay.
the 5296, that's his super Grail.
Okay.
And I would prefer it non-sector dial in white gold. That's my preference. Black Bay 58, I would like it as the blue. That's a fantastic discount diver. And every man still needs a Rolex. I hope it's the 39mm Explorer 1. You know what? 3-piece combo. Watch for every occasion. You are done.
It's a good collection. It's a great 3 collection. It's funny, I was thinking what would be my ideal 3-piece collection.
It can't be done there with you. Can't be done. Can't be done.
No, it can be. It can be. I'm going to show you 2 out of 3. But you keep talking.
What I was going to say is I remember reading an article many years ago because I used to have my job. That's why I never got promoted much, is I used to spend all day surfing the internet for articles.
I know.
And this guy said, you know what? Get one amazing Grail watch like a Patek or a Lange. He actually mentioned the 5107, 512, because that's why I found this article, because I was searching for that 5107 or 512. That's how I found the article. And he said you need 2 Rolexes. 2 Rolexes to get now in this article was written over 15 years ago. But nowadays you'd have 1 Rolex and 1 Tudor, because Rolex is just so difficult to get, the Rolex supply problems. So that really, Juliet's answer there, the 5296, I actually reckon that is the perfect one and done Patek, 38 mils. I've owned one. I had the white gold one. Remember the white gold one I had?
Yes, which is my favorite.
I actually think I was wrong because I sold that. I could have, the guy said to me he preferred to have a 5127. I should have sold the 5127 to him, which is the Crown Guard Calatrava, right? But look, it doesn't matter. If my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle, okay? So let me just say this to you. You know what, Juliet? That's a 10 out of 10. I reckon we've given you €2 worth. So let me say this to you. I want to answer the Wizard. Look, what's wrong with the Wizard? Let me say this to you. I remember I was in the hobby in the mid-90s. You know the 5035, the annual calendar I've got?
Yes.
I remember when they were so hot on Time Zone, the forums, they were selling over retail because it was amazing. It's an annual calendar, not at a ridiculous price. This was revolutionary. And I actually got a Patek 3919. It's a 33mm manual wind in 2001. But I dreamed of getting an annual calendar like that. And the big dream for me was the World Time. I remember I was swimming in a pool in Pattaya because I was depressed. So what I do when I depress sometimes is I think, what would I do if I won the lotto? Just to do a bit of dreaming. You know how you... And I thought, you know what I would do is, if money was not... What would I buy? I'd want a special Patek. What would I want? I thought, you know what? That World Time... I mean, they were $40,000, I think, back then. This was early 2000s. This was 2004. I was swimming in the pool. And that was the current model. And I remember thinking to myself, it could have been $1 million because I couldn't afford it. 40,000 or $1 million. I'd never thought it
made no difference. It wasn't attainable.
Yeah.
And so when people say, oh, it's the small one, it's this, I was in the hobby when that was new. Do you understand? So for me, that was always the one I wanted. I remember, because I had my Patek, they sent me the magazine. That's Watch Time. They had an article. It was a Patek edition. And all the people who got the magazine got this edition. I've still got the magazine in my cupboard here.
That is so cool. I like that.
And it had the World Time on the cover of the magazine. That's the Watch Time.
That is... I would frame that.
Doesn't most most 3-piece meal combo?
I'll show it to you. Just do you want me to show it to you? I'll go and get it.
3-piece watch combo.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Go
ahead, Mikey.
Doesn't most 3-piece watch combos start out with a Speedmaster and a sub, and then you go to a paddock? I mean, those two are like just the two no-brainers.
Is extremely popular.
A moonwatch, Man on the Moon, and a Submariner. Boom, boom. Yeah. Okay, there's your first two of a 3-piece combo. Like that is like default.
I would never complain about it.
No,
I would think that's a great 2-piece. Actually, that's a fantastic
then a paddock, collection. You'd have a paddock. You'd have your Grail watch on top. As your 3-piece combo. Like this gentleman had a Black Bay 58 as his diver. But like, I mean, for me, it's just always been like the default go-tos for a short, small collection starts with a Man on the Moon and a sub, right? I mean, just those are your default initial go-tos for your first two. Then, if you can, get a Grail.
Here we go, guys. I'm just going to show you, Bear. This was the magazine that came out because I was on the paddock. I used to get the magazine. So this was the magazine. See?
Wow.
Watch time.
That's exactly Europe. Yeah.
Okay. So this came to me, and I've even got the letter because when they sent it to you, they sent a letter. So this just shows you this was dated autumn 2001. That's got my old address on it as well.
Wow.
And they sent you this magazine, and I thought, you know what? I remember looking at this magazine and thinking, that watch could have been $1 million. I couldn't afford that.
It does look like $1 million on that.
And that's the yellow gold one too. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, right? Let me show you something else. I want to show you one other thing. Just hang on.
Sure. Continue, Mikey, while he's looking. Okay, he's back.
Oh,
no worries.
I remember in year 2000, right? I used to always go down to the news agency. I still do it. I buy things, right? And this was from 2000, the Connoisseurs Gallery. This magazine kind of was just a niche magazine. To tell you how old it was, look at the cars at the time they were reviewing. The Saab, the Mercedes SLK they put a 6-cylinder engine in it.
Saab 900.
This is how old this magazine was. And I remember, so I got this in 2000, right? That was the Bentley at the time, right? And when I got this magazine, by the way, they had just released the new BMW X5.
So cool.
And the thing is, I remember buying this magazine because it was in 2000, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember, I'll just find it. Let me just find this for you. I want to show this to you.
Do you like the X5, Archie?
It's a piece of fucking shit. Okay, they're made in fucking America, Alabama.
Well,
okay,
I don't like.
They're considered one of the worst cars. They're considered one of the worst. Okay, and in this magazine, I remember
couldn't even get up the hill.
It had an article on the world on paddocks, and they particularly high because this was 2000. The World Time had just come out in 2000, so I remember this magazine as well. Thinking, holy shit, to have a World Time, right? I got to tell you, what's the other one they had here? I remember this magazine. I'll just read it to you. Okay, I remember this like yesterday. One day I will own a Patek Philippe watch. There, I've said it. I've put it in print. Now all I have to do is find the money. Sorry to be so gross, but the fact is this. A Patek is not only one of the world's most beautiful watches, it's also one of the world's most coveted timepieces. And because it's made by hand and has a reputation for lasting literally for generations, it's quite expensive. Never mind, you have to wait for all good things. This is the article in here. And I'm thinking, far out, man. I would love to have that. By the way, they had stories on luxury boats in it. It was a bit of a fancy-wancy sort of magazine there. Mm-hmm. And the new S-Class had just come out.
Very cool.
So what I'm trying to say is, Bear, for me, this is what I remember. I bought these magazines 21 years ago. I don't know how they survived because I moved locations, but I managed to, I think I left them at my old house and I managed to get them back. That's what happened. But what I'm trying to say is, Bear, that's what I remember. I don't have thoughts for the next model or the current model world time. It was always that
So
world
focus
time.
on that. Yeah. So what's your answer? Summarize your answer to
No,
that.
but what I'm trying to say is he says, oh, I don't know why he's got these girls. See, they were always the ones I wanted. I didn't want the next model world time because there's been in modern, since 2000, there's 3 iterations. There's my one, which is the 5110. Then they got the 5130, and then they got the 5230. So there's 3 generations. The one that's the one I always lusted after. That was the magazines. I don't have the I mean, I've got articles on the next ones, but they were never special. That was the special one. So the 2 watches that I remember from the 90s, from the 90s, was that annual calendar came out. It was amazing. Everyone said, wow, Patek has, and it was so fucking expensive still. It was $30,000 in the 90s, which that's like 60,000 today. It was so expensive still, but so I wanted the annual calendar and I wanted the world time. Then the other ones. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
I can hear you, but you're frozen. Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
Now you're back.
Then the other 2 Pateks, the 5196, I always loved. My first Patek was a manual wind. I had a 3919, which is, unfortunately, it's 33 mils, right? Well, that's too small for me. I wanted the 37, the 5196. I actually like it better because it does. The hobnail bezel was a bit too conservative, so the smooth bezel is better. Bigger size. I love the sub-seconds because that's exactly like the 3919, okay?
Right.
And that's the reason I love that watch. You see, so these guys here, I got to be honest with you, they don't get it. They really don't get it, Bear.
Well, they don't put a lot of thought behind it. When people make this comment, it's for 2 reasons. Either they don't like you and they feel they want to insult you and your watches.
Yeah,
and second reason, with Wizard, that's not the case. I think with Wizard, he wants to play on the sentiment of the haters in the chat.
If I had unlimited money in the world, I could have any one watch, vintage. I think this is one of the most beautiful. So I got the 5110. Wow. This is the model before it. It was 36 mils. This is the 2523. This is the annual calendar. Sorry, this is the world time from the 60s. Okay. By the way, Bear, these are about $1 million to $2 million. This is a very rare Tiffany & Co. version, but that's the model before mine. So when you say mine is dog shit, right? So let's work this out.
He didn't say yours is dog shit.
Federico did. Nobody wants it.
No, Wizard did not say it's a dog shit. Neither did Federico.
Your best friend
don't
Fed
put the words.
Your friend
he
Fed.
Didn't call it dog shit. No.
He said it's the one nobody wants. It's far too small. Nobody wants it.
He did say that.
Okay.
He did say that. Yes.
And then Watchbox, Clive has actually said to him, "Oh, they're too small." And Tim Mosso came out and said, "What are you talking about? No.
Tim loved that watch. Tim loves it.
Yeah.
Actually, Tim considers yours his favorite.
Yes. Now,
Do I need to say more?
Autism Daniels, £1.80. AC3 should buy a new watch. Style collection is stale. I'll come back to that in a minute. But what I'm trying to tell you is, right, for me, this is the dream. One of these, right? These are like $1 million, Bear. Okay. So for me, I want to remember the good times. Remember, Bear, I also had the 5107. I was really, really attached to the 5107. That was a great watch. You know, the 5107? I
My
couldn't get that
favorite.
back. So I got the 5127, which is basically the same, except it's got a more curved bezel. I prefer the 5107. I do prefer, but
I
you know what?
watched your video today, the one where you were talking about the things that you'd regret selling and missing,
Yes.
and you had
Yes.
a picture of it and you showed it, and I'm like, yeah, man, that is my favorite by far. There's just something a piece.
Hello, Bear?
Yes, did you lose me?
Sorry. Yeah, I just for a tick there.
Okay.
Tanzil, $5. In a recent video released by the large Puerto Rican, he said, if anyone tells you it's gotta hurt, they are financially unstable. Thoughts? You know what?
Well,
I
we both
stand
know
by
why he
that.
said that.
Okay, but the
I
truth
agree with
is,
you.
let me say this to you.
Mhm.
Is buying a Ferrari on credit even better? Is that a better idea?
No.
He leased a Ferrari with, I mean, that is more stupidity. I think every man should get a decent wristwatch. It's got to hurt. Otherwise, you know what happens if it comes too easy? You don't find it worthy.
Archie, every watch that I bought that hurt it,
Mhm.
I appreciated much more.
Well,
The shitters that I buy,
that's exactly why with those Pateks, those slightly smaller Pateks, I love them still because they were so painful. I borrowed money against my car to get the annual calendar. That was painful. I had to ask the wife, "Would you sign this document, please?"
do you think when Fed said that he clearly had you in his mind?
Look, Fed is very,
Was
very
that was that a
a
message?
100%,
I think
100%.
so too. I think so too. I
But
think
you
so
know
too.
what? With Fed, it's okay. I forgive Fed. You know that on this Thanksgiving, I want to say to Fed, I forgive you. Okay?
Nice, nice.
I forgive you. I understand. I think Fed, he's like a lot of Americans. He's done nasty things to me. He can't remember that. He just remembers what I did,
Mhm.
right? But Fed, what do you expect? You went to
When it's
my
a war, it's
enemy.
a war.
You went to my enemy and said, I'm going to make videos. You wouldn't. I tried to get you engaged in the show because you also wanted YouTube advice. I gave
Right,
you YouTube advice. I introduced him to a friend of mine, Liam, who was a very, very successful. He's the one who I bought the Elite Luxury channel from. But he
right.
gave Fed a lot of advice for free. Actually, Fed asked for so much advice, my friend got the shits. He actually said to Fed, if you want more advice, I'm going to have to charge you. I don't give this for free. I've told you enough. So I
Mhm.
think Fed got his money's worth, okay?
Mhm. You're
And
another super chat, by the way.
I remember having conversations with Fed was asking me, why don't I buy views? Why don't you buy views, Arch? Why don't you buy subscribers? And I said, Fed, that's not the way. I don't cheat. That's not how we do it. I explained it to Fed. And Fed said he thought that was crazy. But anyhow, that's it's neither here nor there. Ramsey, $10. Bear and Arch, I have a decent AD relationship, personal with some spend history. Recently picked up a Black Bay Blue. Ready to ask for my Rolex. What do you think? I was leaning towards the OP41 green. Ramsey. Tudor is not a big deal. You haven't done him a favor and he hasn't done you a favor. It's a neutral
Yeah, that's
purchase.
break even.
Ramsey, they're not going to give you an OP41. Okay.
If you have a chance for any OP41, it would be probably silver dial.
You have
I
about
don't
as
know
much. Let me
your.
just put it into perspective. It's like you saying to the AD, would you mind if I lend your wife to take her away for a couple of weeks? You're probably going to get a more receptive response to that than getting a green dial OP41.
But he did say that he had a decent AD relationship with
So what
some
you would
spent
do is,
history.
Ramsey, you haven't spent anywhere near enough. Let me just give you the
How do you
figure.
know? He just
You
talking
need to
about his
spend because
last purchase.
he's talking about a fucking lousy tutor, like he
No,
spent $1 million.
that's the last purchase, but he has some history before.
There, you got to read between the line. He's a cheap ass. Okay.
No, come on. Ramsey's not a cheap ass. He's giving you $10 to begin. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Let me
tell
say
you,
this
Ramsey,
to you.
for
What you say is what
OP40
you say. You don't ask. You don't be so specific and say, "Could you get me an OP41 green?" You say,
excellent.
"What chance is there of getting me a steel Rolex?" Just say steel Rolex. That's it.
That's it.
And then
Bravo.
he might say, "We could get you a date just." Then you say, "Oh, I was they just kind of steer it towards more of a sports model."
Exactly. You become too specific, you're creating a problem for them. They're completely going to ignore you.
And they're not going to get an OP41. That's one of the hottest models at the moment, Ramsey.
Especially green is quite hot.
Actually, I saw one. By the way, I went to Hourglass yesterday in Brisbane before I went to Sirocco because he fucked up the timing. Remember, it was supposed to be 12, then it made it. So I went to the Rolex AD. Guess what they gave me there?
Show me. Oh, you got it. Nice. The new catalog.
I got
good.
the new catalog
because
I like them.
How did they treat you? How were they behaving? What
well,
was the?
This was Hourglass. They know me. They said,
"Oh,
hi,
wait, this is not the AD."
No, it is the AD.
Oh, it
Hourglass.
is the AD. My apologies.
There's two ADs. There's Langford's and there's Hourglass. Okay. Langford's wouldn't give me the steam off their shit. Because when I asked them about the catalog, they said, "Yes, sir, please take a seat. You're allowed to view it." I said, "Can I have it?"
What a bitches.
You know, that was Hourglass. I got to be honest with you, Langford's, you suck.
Pretentious
you suck.
bastards.
I haven't been that. And they can't sue me for defamation. I'm just telling you the honest truth. I went to Hourglass. They said, "I'm sorry, sir. We don't have any available, but you can view one. We have nice, comfy lounges. You can sit down and have a look." What would you say, Bear?
I would just walk out. And I would let everyone know about it because that's ultimately very poor customer service. That's what it is. You did not ask for anything unreasonable. And if they did not have enough catalogs, which is probably not the case, they can say, "You know what, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have enough. But if you come back in a week or 2 weeks, we'll try to get you one."
Yeah.
Would be completely different
There's different ways to let you down.
Let me say this to you, Bear. So anyhow, let me say this to you. I think for Ramsey, you know what? You've got to open your horizons and say, if you've got a relationship, you say, what chance is there of getting me a steel Rolex? And if they say date just, you immediately say, actually, I'd prefer one for budgetary reasons without a date. How does that sound, Bear?
Sorry,
because any steel Rolex without a date is very good. Would you agree with me or not?
I'm reading super chats ahead, and 10 just made me laugh. My apologies.
Jack Steele, $5 on this day of Thanksgiving. I give thanks for the entertainment, Arch. Thank you so much. GB,
that is very
$2.
Sweet message.
GB, happy Thanksgiving in the US for the Daily Show. Thank you so much there. And where's our Zeal? The Zeal Tanzeal, $5. AC3, it's Thanksgiving. Tell us the story of the guy who wanted to buy your 5107 on weekly payments, wanted the watch, and offered you. Yeah, well, this was a long time. Let me just show you something quickly. Just hang on, guys.
I remember that, Tanzeal. I remember that. That was very funny.
By the way, guys, when I used to work, this was my on my desk. Instead of having pictures of my family, I had pictures of watches. Nice. So this was my 5107, and look at this. Mm-hmm. When you spun it around, it had a photo of the back. Do you like that?
I think that's very cool, Arch.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm gonna.
And that was my photos. I took that photos. I took those two photos. That's me. So I got to tell you, I still. That's the reason I got the 5127 is to remember this watch. So that's. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm buying secondhand. Ideally, I would have liked a 5107 back.
You look for a deal. You looked for a deal.
But you know what? A 5127 is basically the same. Besides the bezel, it's still got the crown guards. That's the key the opaline, and I got it in white gold, so that's about as close as you can get realistically without being. You see what I mean? I also had to compromise. I would have preferred this one back, but you know, anyhow, I wanted to. This has been a lot of money to me. That was a lot of money. I had this guy, and he said he wants to buy it. He offered me security. I said, look, I can't give you the watch without paying for it. He wanted to give me a quorum as security, a gold quorum. I said, you got to be joking. I said, that's worth scrap. And I said to him, I said, mate, I'll be honest with you. If you want to buy it, pay the full. You can have it, right? I don't mind selling it to you, but I don't want you to pay most of it and pay it off. I said, I want the money.
Tanzil's knowledge about your channel is remarkable.
Yeah, sometimes I like to forget some of these things I've said. But
did you see the quorum that he offered you as security?
It was.
Did you see it?
I think I might have. He either sent me a photo, but I wasn't interested. It was a goal. I mean, look, there probably were 4,000 or 5,000 at the time, right? But it was no. Yeah. It was no paddock, you know.
Does quorum make those bubble watch?
Yeah, they do. It was actually an Admiral's Cup. It had the multiple different flags.
Actually, that's the only quorum I like.
Yeah, but it's not a paddock level. You understand?
No, definitely different levels.
Of course not.
I don't want it. I didn't. I mean, could you imagine how hard it? See the quorums. I actually had for my wife a solid gold Romulus, a quorum Romulus.
I'll have to look that one up.
But they've gone absolutely nowhere. You know what I mean? The Romulus was kind of their dress. It was on a brace. It was actually quite. Thank God I sold it. I don't know how the hell I managed to sell that. I bought it. Yankee Doodle, $5. Tell us about your boss who wore a Breitling and you know what?
Necklace.
That guy there.
Before you start the story, you missed the super chat from our favorite troll, Sir Bell.
Oh, SR Bell 67, $2. AC, would you drink a glass of yours, man, for 150?
Yours, man. 150K.
US or Canadian?
US.
I probably would.
Oh,
it came from you.
I know.
Yeah, that's.
Well, he got you there.
Lots of protein.
He got you there. Now back to Yankee Doodle and his question.
I'm just going to ban this dickhead here. You know, I don't want trouble
Those
like
are
that.
Crazy questions.
Yankee Doodle. I got to tell you, Yankee Doodle. Look, the truth is, this was actually my dream job. Okay, it was a company I worked for.
Mm-hmm.
It was semi-government. They used to provide canteen services to armies. Mm-hmm. So it was a dream job because I was the IT manager. I always wanted this job.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was literally, he was honestly he was a psychopath. He was just so narcissistic. I mean, I got on well with him. Right? Until what went wrong was he was just it was a what went wrong was he asked me to do some dirty work, which I was happy to do. But then he didn't protect me from the fallout. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
threw
what
you
went
under the
wrong.
bus.
He threw me under the bus, and
not cool.
Yeah, but the funny thing is with him, I always was suspicious because he used to like to buy older Mercedes or older BMWs, and I said, "Oh, do you garage it?" He never garaged his cars. You can never trust a man who doesn't garage their car.
It's a fair statement.
Okay, I said, "Ooh." And he had a Breitling. It was a Breitling Avenger. He used to swim with it. And he also, so the Breitling Avenger, that uses the 7750 movement,
Validation.
and he used to always run the second hand. And they're not you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Not on a permanent basis, no, of course.
No.
On a column
Certain
wheel, you
models you
apparently can. On a column wheel,
I still would.
Yeah,
I know, I
certain
agree,
models
I
you can,
agree.
like the Speedmaster you can, and
well, the Speedmaster. No, hang on. Let's back the truck up there. Back the truck up. See, Speedmasters, you've got column wheel, and you've got
Well, the-
cams chronograph, right?
the
So
1861.
the 1861 is a cam, so you're not supposed to run that continually, meaning just run it all the time.
As a second hand, yeah.
Exactly. So the thing
Huh.
is with him, he was very weird. Like one day he wore this pearl net. No one had the gut. It was like the emperor has no clothes. Nobody said nothing. And I remember the funny thing is that I had a few sackings. I got sacked. And I remember one of the guys who got sacked. I remember I said to him, oh, I got sacked. And I said to him, I went into such and such's office. I didn't give a fuck I'd been sacked. I just wanted to ask him, do you know you're wearing a lady's pearl necklace? And I got to tell you, it was actually, the funny thing is, the day before I got the sack, I actually rang my IT agency and said, get me out of here. I'm not happy.
So you wanted to get out.
I wanted, the lady I normally dealt with, she wasn't there. So I didn't, but I actually rang them. I remember ringing them and thinking, get me out of here. So in many ways, I got to be totally honest with you. That was actually really good to leave. I remember whenever he came into the office, I'd get cramps in my leg. It was just, I remember he was just very, very, I never met somebody as obvious as a psychopath as him. Completely narcissistic, completely. And I remember there was one guy who we used to work with. He was a junior accountant, and he used to umpire for the tennis. He used to so that's a part-time job, professional umpire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted leave. He said, look, I want to go, or his whole life was tennis. He loved tennis, but he worked as an accountant. And I remember he went to the boss and said, look, I'm happy if you just work with me on the tennis, I'm happy to stay here and be loyal and everything. And I remember the boss said to me, it's a real poor work ethic. I don't know why he's got to either work. And I said to him, look, not everybody wants to be the CEO. He's quite happy doing what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's perfectly okay because he actually does a good job. He's a nice guy. He's not an arsehole. He's a really cool guy. For what he does, he's very good. Don't get rid of him. I said to this guy, because I was on the management committee as part of the job. And I said, look, he's actually a really nice guy. Just give him his tennis shit that he wants. And he's a good, loyal cog. Not everybody wants to be to take over your job. In fact, it's dangerous if people want to take over your job because you got all these knives in your back. I said, so, but he was it's weird to explain, but he's probably the most psychopathic person I ever met.
We have some super chats, please.
And I ended up meeting a psychopathic killer later on, but that's another story.
That's
another story for another super chat. Yankee Doodle. Yeah, okay, we got that. So there we go there. But that guy there, just weird. Doc BBC $2. Get to see Snakeback. Great to see Snakeback. Make sure to
thank you.
Add to our WhatsApp. Oh, you're not
Minor
on the
Snake,
WhatsApp.
are you in our WhatsApp group? You're not, right?
I'm not.
Okay,
I don't even know.
Do you have WhatsApp on your phone?
I don't. I'm gonna have
there
to.
You
I'm
go.
gonna
That's
have to download that app, and I'll figure it out.
If you don't have WhatsApp, I can't add you, Bear.
Okay.
Can I?
Download the WhatsApp.
I'll do that.
Simple.
Here we go.
SR
Bell, $2. AC, would you eat dog poo for 200,000? Now I got to say this to you seriously. You know what? real success in life is to be able to say
I love how
no.
you ignore
I
that.
don't want to. I don't want to.
You don't
I
want to,
don't
right?
want to do that. I don't want to
Okay.
do that. Okay.
Fair enough, Arch. Fair
I
enough.
want to be able to say no. That's what real Tanzeal, $5, AC3. During the Panerai craze of the 90s, did you ever dive into one of them then? Those were the hot steel sports at the time. I got to be honest with you. No, I always liked the PAM 111 and the 112.
I
Okay.
love PAM 111.
I
But you know
always
what?
liked.
Have you seen Tanzil's PAM is very, I mean, it's an 8-day, but it's a very simple dial, gorgeous,
Yeah.
time only.
I've had a
Perfect.
number of PAMs. I think it was a 510. There was an eight days wind up.
Yeah,
So you wind it up and it would run for 8 days. It would rn the whole week. So you only wound it up on Sundays. And
right.
Yes.
Right.
it's easier to own than an automatic.
Yes. That's the whole point of that. Look, I got to say to you honestly, I always was nickel and diming. Okay, always.
Well,
I bought.
you had a PAM. I remember you had a PAM.
I had the PAM 24, the submersible.
Right.
That was only
Which I
a few
thought was
years ago, but that was
right.
only a few years ago.
You got it for a very good price.
I still lost money when I sold it.
How much?
A couple $100, and I sold it to this real pain in the ass English guy. Fuck, he was a pain in the ass.
That's not a big deal. A couple $100 is not a big deal.
But still, look, what I'm trying to say is that I think with PAM itself there, I never really went for the craze stuff. I always went for what I thought was, the first watch without compromise, because I was this. And I was thinking, I remember the 5107, I was thinking I could either get a two-tone bluesy. At the time, I had a couple contenders. You know what the main contenders were?
I like how you explained that. You basically explained that wasn't your first Patek. You had other Pateks.
No, I had a couple.
But they were all
compromised
in some way. This was the first time you got what you fucking wanted.
It's nice to fulfill a dream.
I paid $12.5 US for this in 2009, which other dealers said to me at the time, it's expensive. That's what, because it didn't have box or papers. It was just naked. And it also had it was rhodium plated badly. Okay. So I got it done properly. I got a proper strap for it. I got box and I got it.
You always improve your watches. You always improve your watches.
The thing is, I had three choices. I could have got a steel Daytona, a two-tone bluesy, or a day date. They were the 36-day date. Right. They were the contenders.
You chose this.
It sort of came up. I was open to any of those. It's just it came up on the secondhand market with somebody I know who I trusted, and that's what made it happen. You know what? You got to be flexible. It's if you just say I've got to be this, it's got to be that. You never really. It's just and that's the same thing with the world time. What happened was I sold my gold sub. And I actually wanted to replace it, Bear.
Mm-hmm.
When I sold the gold sub, I wanted to replace it with a two-tone sub, bluesy two-tone.
Okay.
Because the gold sub, it was good, but it was very...
non-usable.
Yes. But what happened is, when I rang my friend Ronnie at Vintage, I said, "Oh, you got anything?" I just sold my gold sub. I got about 20-something thousand Aussie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything? I said, "Do you have a simple Patek?" I actually said, "Do you have like a 5196? Do you have a two?" He actually had a two-tone sub, but he said to me, "Paulie, it's a bit rough." And I said, "Oh, I want a nice one. I don't want a rough one." But he said, I've got a world time. I said, I can't afford that. And so immediately what I said, I can't afford that. He goes, no, hang on a minute. It's not as bad as you think. And
that was the white gold.
White gold. Yeah, the white gold. And
Let's
believe it or not,
catch up on super chats and then
Okay.
continue your story. It's a good story.
Okay.
We are at the white
Aaron-
gold.
Aaron J, $5. Is there a limit to what you would spend per watch? If it didn't hurt to buy 30,000 K watches, would you buy 100,000 K watches?
It's a fair question.
To be honest with you, the most
It
I've ever
goes in
spent,
line, yeah.
the most I've ever spent is 25 Aussie. So that's just under 18 or 19 US. That's the most.
But I think what he's asking you refers to your philosophy, where you say if it doesn't hurt, it's not good. So does that mean if you're so wealthy, does it still have to hurt to appreciate it?
In some ways,
do you need
yes.
to buy $100,000 watch?
The funny thing is, I find with really, really wealthy people, I
Mhm.
said, what point does hurt?
Mhm.
Because you see this thing where it says if Bill Gates dropped $100, it's not worth his time to pick it up.
I think that's
But he would
beyond,
pick it up. He would pick it up. Okay.
Yeah, he would
okay.
pick
Of
it
course
up, for
he.
sure.
But because he would still be making the money anyhow, because it's investments. It's not his own effort.
Right.
A lot of rich people, they said to me, 20,000 is big spend. He said, this is the guy who had the Lamborghini.
Archie, I agree with you. That's what my rich friends say as well. 20,000 seems to be
20,000. So,
right?
Okay, so he said to me, be careful how you spend 20s. When he says 20s, he means 20,000s. He said you can easily spend 100 in a weekend, right? But he said he's always conscious 20 is a big amount, right? Another guy I know who dates several sort of models / escorts, he said he doesn't like to spend $1,500 as a gift. He wants sex.
Interesting.
He's worth 100 million, but he's in his mind, if I give you a $1,500 handbag, I want to bang you several times. So you would think for someone who's worth 100 million, $1,500 is nothing, but it is. It is still a lot of.
It is.
Do you see? So it's quite interesting.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
When I was making really good.
Just hang on
let's
there.
Let's keep up now to next super chat.
What I would say is, I don't mind spending.
New member, I'd like to welcome.
Welcome to new member.
Please.
Nike Kalman, thank you so much. Just out of interest there, I don't have a problem spending 100,000. If I had an inheritance or something came good, I would have no problem spending 20, 50, 100, 70,000, whatever it takes. Yankee Doodle, Cap, Alina, or Fishy Pussy, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, which one, Crapulina or Fishy Pussy?
I like
which
the Fishy
one
Pussy.
would you recommend?
It was really cool.
That's the original, right? The first.
Exactly. Watch and Pray, $2. C and T.
Actually, no. The original is Rat River. River Rat.
River Rat, yes.
Which I own.
Yes. How did you get that? You got that? I sent it to you.
I bought it from you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
River Rat.
River
it's
Rat.
Right here. It's displayed in a nice display. I'm very proud of that piece.
Full bow. That's a
CNT Chrono. What's that? What's CNT? Chrono and what's that?
I don't know. What is C plus T?
Anyhow, double red sea dweller, 78,000, full boat, yes or no?
What's a C plus T? Can anyone tell me in the chat what's a C plus T? I need help. What do you think, Archie?
Look, I've owned plastic 16.65s. I've had a few. Actually, I haven't had that many. I've had one. I had a white one. Crazy money. To me, that seems really, really. You've got to be so careful. Fake dials, I kind of, you know what?
Yeah.
When it comes to that really red, like 1680 reds, I kind of prefer the 1680 whites because they're so much. I honestly would not pay the premium for something so small, but that's just my opinion. Ramsey, $10.
See, he responded, Arch. So there you go. Now you'll see. Go ahead, read.
Fair enough, Bear Arch. I have bought other watches, a Reverso, a Breitling. OP41 was AD's idea. We'll get my wife an OP34 before anything else, but it's okay to be a cheap ass these days, Arch. Fair enough.
See, he bought Reverso, he bought a Breitling, he's always going to buy something for his wife. He has a chance for OP.
The only thing, Ramsey, I would say is I would say to the dealer, you know what? If you can get me an OP41 green, that's fantastic. I'd also, a no date sub would be great. I would be a little bit more open because if you make the options open, they're going to be more
always better. Exactly, Arch. Exactly. That's a great advice.
I found when I was making good money that it was harder to spend larger amounts. I got more stingy the more money I made.
Craft and Taylor X shop. Do you know this shop?
Never heard of them. Never heard of them.
No.
Mark,
is this a shop
$10
that our friend Tommy was trying to get him to sponsor you?
I'm not sure. Nothing came out of any of those, Bear.
Well, if they're not sponsoring you, fuck them. I'm not going to even pay attention to them.
Mark, $10. Bear, congratulations on the IWC Chronos. He's talking
Mark
about that.
gave us $10 2 times, by the way.
Yes.
2 times.
I
Thank
want
you,
them
Mark. That's very
both
kind
at
of
some
you.
point. Do they actually measure 41 mil? Thanks, gents. Great show.
Mark, I never measured them, but I do have a tool, so I will, and I will let you know. I do believe, I know exactly what you're saying, because sometimes they say 41 and it's actually 41 something or 40 something. So
Rolex
that's
does
a good
that.
point. Rolex, exactly, Archie, Rolex does that. But I
it's
do
very
love
hard
them.
to measure these too, because you've got to, the way you measure them.
You always measure diagonal, right? Diagonal. Show them, Arch.
Well, it's kind of the problem is, Bear. You're supposed to measure. If you measure across, it's not where the crown ends.
No, you measure from 10 to 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it, Bear.
Exactly.
But it's a tricky thing, because sometimes they don't always give you the right steer there. Bear,
I'll be right back in 5 seconds.
No worries. I got to tell you, seriously,
Mickey.
Bear. We were talking, Bear. What were we saying there?
Well, we were talking a lot. We were on your story, original story, in your path on your track of watches. We got to a point of the white gold world time when you sold your gold sub, and got to a point that he said, wait, maybe it's not as bad as you think. So
I gotta
Go ahead.
I gotta be honest. Someone's just putting nasty comments about Pugsley there. I don't want to put shit there. I don't give a fuck where he lives. You know what? That's not what we want to do. We're here to talk watches. We're not here. Exactly. Look at that beautiful watch.
No, this is actual Pugsley's watch.
You're joking?
I got it. No,
what?
I'm not. I'm serious. That's a Pugsley's watch.
How did you get that?
I bought it.
From who?
From the dealer. That's
Stefano.
I bought it from my dealer, who bought it from dealer he sold to.
He bought it from. Did Stefano have it? Is that Stefano, or you don't know? No comment.
I don't want to disclose any further details, but I know the guy who sold it to him.
What made you want to have it? What made you want it to have it? Because it causes bad feelings? What made you want it to have it?
Gives me really good feeling.
Boner. Gives you a boner?
Fucking A.
That's Pugsley's watch. You're joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm serious.
How do you know this?
Because the guy that sold him, I know he's the one that got it back for me. Yeah. Pugsley. 40
Did you have to
millimeter.
put some links
sub.
in because he had a small wrist? You had to put a few links in?
Well, when I bought it, everything was back in. Pigsley sub, special. Gives me special, nice feeling that he doesn't have it and I have it.
Nice.
Knock, 55 knock, Trollex, thank you. And Mark, $10. Cheers, Bear. Also thoughts on the Speedy 2021 Sapphire or the Seamaster 300 2021 Lollipop Black Dial. I'll be honest with you guys, I love them. I think both of those are amazing. Is the Lollipop worth the premium? I can't see the premium, but
Premium, no. No, actually, no premium.
No, but they're quite, the Lollipop hand one seems to be quite, because it's only the new model. You've got to buy it like that. I'd just get the non-Lollipop.
I like the Lollipop, but
it's not worth thousands, but there.
No. This is what I was telling you, Arch, that I find kind of interesting. You have a 40 and 41. And
so,
when we
Bear,
were talking
you have Pugsley's. You have Pigsley's watch.
Yeah.
You wanted it. You wanted it. So how many calls did you need to make to get? Was it hard to get?
Not at all.
Can I ask you what you paid?
I paid less than what Pigsley got. I paid less than what Pigsley paid originally. I don't know what he sold it for.
How much did he lose?
I don't know exactly because I don't know what he sold it.
Just make it up. They make everything up. Who cares about the truth?
He lost $1,000. There you go. He can afford it. He made 70,000 from you, so $1,000 for Pigsley doesn't even hurt.
Did he really lose 1,000?
Well, I hope so. I wish he lost more, but he told me to make it up, so I made it up.
Ramsey, $2. Good advice, Bear. Growl, please. So, tell me this. Does it have any special aura, bad feeling? Have you had good luck or bad luck when you wear it?
Since I got it, it's all getting better. It just makes me feel good. It's a nice feeling. It's basically a watch with a great aura for those who have a love and appreciation for Archie Luxury. So if you love Archie Luxury, this is a magic watch. It brings you a lot of luck.
Is that a maxi case?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a 40 mil. It's a maxi case. Bear, I can't believe you actually tracked down.
I didn't track it down. Somebody did it for me.
And it was offered to you. Do you want Pigsley's watch?
I want Pigsley's watch. I was prepared to pay more just because it's Pigsley's.
How much would you have paid most?
I pay another 2-3K.
Yeah, just to have it.
Okay, we need the victory growl. It's coming. Joe Kramer wants.
Joe Kramer, Bear, hold up that watch, okay, and give us a victory growl.
Pigsley, this is mine.
and did you have a message for Pigsley if he's watching this? Because he will watch this. Can you please give us a message?
He's a very loyal viewer. Most of them are. The point is, it was bad vibe for you. It's a great vibe for me. Someone's garbage is someone's treasure. Thank you, Pigsley.
And did you want to say anything to him? Any other long message there?
No, not really. Not really. He's a loser. He's a fucking loser. He's so fucking.
Do you feel angry that he deceived you and used you and?
Not anymore. I think it was a good run after the fact. We did some damage to Pigsley. Well deserved, and we'll continue, even though there are people continuously working on us, telling us that we need to make a peace, we need to understand the kid. No. Pigsley, you're never gonna have a peace. I told Toyota Mall, the only way you get a peace is if you completely leave YouTube. That's it. Then we give you peace. Until you leave YouTube, we will continuously remind people of your wrongdoings, locker room talk, and nasty nature that you have.
What one final growl just before we bear.
Yeah, don't mess with the bear.
Wow, I don't know what to say. That's Incredible. No
like
wonder
it, eh?
you seem so happy today. You
Well,
came
I
on
mean,
so
I'm chipped. I'm chipped. I'm chuffed to that. How does it chuffed?
chuffed to
Chuffed?
bits.
Chuffed to bits. I'm chuffed to bits.
Oh, chafed.
I can see you like it, Archie.
I do. I love this watch. You know, it's
It's a beautiful watch.
For many of my friends, for many of my supporters, I'm sure they
because it's
ask me
funny you
to.
say that. You know your good friend Federico.
Yes, sir.
He's really angry. He sold the GMT to TG. That's what really hurts.
And he sold it at a stupidly low price. He did a favor.
Yeah.
Dude, he will never forget that. Never.
Yes, he's very bitter about that.
Very bitter about it. I mean, he doesn't necessarily talk about it. He doesn't really bring
But
it up.
you know what, Fed? That's what happened. You burnt the Pontiff. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think?
Exactly.
I was telling him as well, to be honest with you. And I know that at the end, he said, I should have listened to you. I seen the light. But that's how most of people do, you know, like some people take forever to see the light, to see the truth. And this is what the problem is with these shady people, for a lack of a better word. You don't see them for what they are right away, but as the time progresses, you do. However, there's a big difference between TGV and Pigsley. TGV is a successful YouTuber. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's very good in what he does. He has his niche. He's
TGV,
actually...
You know, I got to be honest with you. I got to thank TGV. If it wasn't for TGV, I would never... I had such hatred to him. And I thought, how can I really attack him? And I thought, what's a good word I can describe these mediocre garbage watches as? I invented the shitter. To really, I invented that. I did my best work when I was angry.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I give you that. That's for sure.
I mean, everybody now, when you try and bring out a mediocre watch,
what do you do? You say shitter.
It's a shitter. That's a shitter. And they know exactly what... They may not realize that I invented that term, but that term did not exist before I said it's a shitter. Because I was trying to... What happened is, you didn't know this, but I was trying to broker a peace with TGV. He wanted a peace because I was attacking these new projects, you know, the squally and this cheap garbage, right?
Fish candy.
By the way, you do realize TGV absolutely hates that garbage. He always wears his Rolex. You do know that, don't you?
Of course. No, and he does love the squalor with his name. I mean,
he's narcissistic. He's a narcissist. Of course. He's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Of course. The funny thing is, but with the we'll just come to Joe Kramer's super chat in 1 minute. We don't know whether he actually hand-heart, because he contacts them just like he contacted Watchbox. He's saying, look at me, look how successful I am. Let's do a collab, da.
He sells himself. He sells himself well.
Did he?
I have to tell you that's a
maybe
very
somebody
good...
came to him and said, let's get 100 done as a small run. Maybe that was done as a small run, or was it hand-heart? No, or was it
to 150 pieces?
But otherwise, was it hand-heart involved, or someone's paid to have these made, underwritten it? I don't know. See?
You don't know that? It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. I don't think he gets a royalty on it. He's not that famous where he's getting a royalty. He just wants it out.
You have a very nice big super chat.
Joe Kramer, $50. Hey, Marcelo, great to see you. And now it's time to say goodbye and see you.
No, don't let Marcelo go yet. Come on, let's have him on. I mean, he didn't mean that. He's just joking.
Okay. We'll just mute him for a bit.
Hang on,
okay?
I just want to see this guy say, Bear, I can't stomach you with passion. Have zero class. You need all those people to hide behind them and just pretend, but you know you are just country boy trying to open your eyes at retirement age.
We just got an answer from Joe Kramer.
What the fuck? He wasn't joking. I'm sorry Marcelo.
We're sorry, Marcelo. We'll see you
I
tomorrow.
thought he was joking, but
After.
It's a super chat.
It's okay. We love you, Marcelo.
Please subscribe to my channel.
Please subscribe to Marcelo
Please
Time.
subscribe. I watched actually today a very good video he did on a Seiko Willard. You know what, Arch? His editing is pretty good, and I like how he implements interesting parts of Tokyo and talks about the watch.
That.
And you know what I noticed? He knows what his weaknesses are when he talks. So when he edits, he cuts it. He makes it shorter. He does a good job, guys. Check his videos. He's actually very good, and there's some really nice watches you can see. And
see you later, Marcelo. We love you. Yeah. So I gotta say, man, it's really quite interesting there. It's TGV himself there. I've got to hand it to you. He actually, I don't think he gets a royalty because he's not that famous as such, right? But you know what? Hanhart is a big step up from Squally. Squally was garbage. The NTH.
Have you ever seen my video I made about TGV?
Yes, I did.
Of course not. Of course not.
I put it on my channel. Remember, I asked you.
Oh yes, you did. You did.
Yeah.
My apologies. Yes. That video did really well. And
yes.
I think it did
and
well
I thought you were very honest about it. You weren't just attacking
100%.
him.
Paul, am I ever not honest? I always fucking tell the truth. I tell the truth even when I fucking lie.
Yes. That's exactly it. That's exactly. Here we go. Divine Insurgent. Teddy Baldassar's channel is going to have the most subscribers soon. He will surpass TGV. Thoughts or no thoughts? Look.
I have thoughts. So go ahead, Arch.
I got to be totally honest with you. TGV and me were very close friends. And I actually have that interview that I did with TGV. He was like a little mouse. And I'd like to release some of those on the Bear Clooney Facebook page, actually.
Sure.
We can certainly do that. Let me say this to you.
You're talking Horology Talk Facebook group on my Facebook group?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Arch, you can post whatever you like. You're the king.
I got to tell you, I think with Teddy Baldassar and TGV, look, you know what? TGV was telling me you need to buy subs, you got to buy subscribers, you got to do this, do that, and I actually said to him no. I told him, and same as Fed. I said to Fed, I got to be honest with you. I think it does work. I was wrong there. I think a lot of these niche players like Bark and Jack, Teddy Baldassar, it is a system.
Teddy is not niche. Teddy has exited the niche. That's the point. Teddy Baldassar is a very hardworking, marketing savvy young man. He completely took, what's his name, TGV's idea, and he developed it in a much more successful way. He's a dealer, official AD for so many brands. He made great connections in a business. I mean, his connection with
as Federico said, he's a drop shipper.
Drop shipper?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Drop shipper means you basically, you're like a front of house. Mm-hmm. Then you don't actually have the stock. You just say to the wholesaler, send it to here, and you pay for it. Drop shipper is basically you got no involvement. You're just the marketing arm.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you know, like Amazon. You put a product on Amazon. Amazon warehouses it. Amazon holds it. It's a drop shipper.
He does a really good job, Arch. The guy is very good in what he does.
What I can't stand with him is I can't stand how he sucks up to bloody Kevin O'Leary.
Now, do you realize what an opportunity that is for him? I hate Kevin O'Leary. I think he's a piece of shit. But in reality, what an opportunity for a young man, for his YouTube channel, for his business, to be associated with a fucking billionaire who is on the top of it, influential TV star.
Yes, he's also a bit of a
Arch,
jerk.
can you? He's a major jerk. By the way, let's catch up on Super
Okay,
Chat.
Frozen Yukoner, $5. Bear, AC3. Thoughts on grey market Rolex given the hyperinflation we're seeing? Despite current high prices, do you think it will go even higher? Yes. I don't think it's going to skyrocket more because
it will maintain and gradually go.
But it really will hold its own. It will really hold its own. Yeah. Invisible Touch, $10. Archie, I'm pleased you might come here to London for the next London Watch Show. And if you aren't too overwhelmed by the adulation of many, I might. Yes, of course. I'd love to see you, Invisible Touch.
Invisible Touch, yeah.
Please reach out to me when it moves a bit closer. Send me email me. You've got my email address. Send me your phone number and I'll send you my phone number. And I'm on WhatsApp. We'll stay in touch. I'd love to see you, man. Ronnie Paul, $5. Happy US Thanksgiving. Need a link, Arch? Of course. Let's put a link in there now, Ronnie Paul. And we have got Chronos Argentinio, Singapore, $10. Bear, love your Daytona Oyster Flex. Have you handled the full bracelet, gray dial, and thoughts? Cheers.
I have not handled the full bracelet gray dial, but I handled full bracelet blue dial, and that is just beautiful. I would still say, I mean, Oyster Flex is cool, and at retail it's really good price. But in all honesty, nothing like a full bracelet. Nothing like a full bracelet. If you have a choice between choosing Oyster Flex versus the full bracelet, my recommendation is full bracelet.
CB, $50. Little watch talk. Pull up a picture I sent you. This is the picture. Tell me what you think of this here. This is the two heavy hitter. These are the legends in the dive world. James Cameron or Omega Pro Prof. Two diver titans. Pros and cons of both. Look, I got to tell you seriously, man. I would say both of those are so unique. And
you know what? Do you really even want to go through cons on those two amazing iconic divers?
Look, they're both very big. They're both very
they are Archie. They're both very big. They're meant
I
to
think
be
the
big.
Pro Prof is better. I think the Pro Prof is better.
I'm with you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
No, I'm just telling you the truth.
I have a James Cameron. I love it, but I'm biased because that's what I have.
Pro Prof is the ultimate diver.
It was carved out of a block of steel. It's carved out of
the original purpose.
And you know what else, Arch? It doesn't wear too big because it's big in the length and not like this. So it's like an instrument. It's like a
you don't need to lecture me, Bear. I actually owned an original one.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So you know what I mean.
Sold
so
it
cool.
for $4,000, Bear.
My friend Brian Panda, he works actually in the AD, and he wears Pro Prof on a suit. He wears it on a fucking suit. I think he's a rock star. It's so cool. Paul,
hey,
so
Ronnie
cool.
Paul, what's going on, Ronnie Paul?
I saw that Bear bought Pigsley's old watch.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's hilarious.
It's a flex, eh?
Did you see the card? Is there any remnants of him on it? Like,
smells like bacon, that's all.
Was there any wear on the bracelet, or did they have to polish it, or it was pretty good shape?
No, it's in great shape. It's actually quite
and
nice.
Are you sure it is his? How do we guarantee this?
Yeah, what's there to guarantee? You take Bear's stamp of approval. Done.
Yes.
But done. Bear's stamp of approval.
So how did you track this down? You said to your dealer, I want it back, or he came to you, or what happened? Tell me the story.
The dealer he bought from is a good friend of mine. I said, hey, if you can track this watch down, I think it'd be cool if I fucking have it. Boop. Hey, Bear, you want it? Yes. Done.
There you go.
So he.
And what did he buy? What did he buy?
What did he buy? I don't know. You're talking Pigsley.
Yeah.
I don't think he bought anything, Arch. I think he needed money.
What did he need the money for? He's got 70,000. What does he need?
Well, he has to sell the other one too, right?
No, why's that?
Well, because what I figure he probably had 20 in this one and 30 in the other.
No,
30 in the
no.
Batman? The Batman would be 30.
Well, he got it at retail, but that's
Yeah,
part
I
of
know,
the.
but he has to sell it. He would have to sell it in order to get that money. I don't think he's got any cash flow going, and he wants to go to Ireland next year, right? Or is that off?
I don't know what's happening with Pigsley. To be honest, we have a super chat Satch to catch up.
I mean,
See,
who sells the sub for a loss?
Pigsley.
Tanzeel, $5. Bear, did you get the 116060? Go through our mutual friend. I have someone messaging me on WhatsApp interested in buying from you if you're selling. Bear's not selling.
No, I'm not selling this, especially not Pigsley model. This is a Pigsley model. I collect very important pieces from the YouTube history. Yeah, Tanzil, it is from the mutual friend.
Hey, Tan, you should jump in here, Tan.
Tan is always welcome. Tan is a fucking icon, legend.
No, well, I'd hang around with him. I took him to a couple of Rolex events back in 2018, 2019, but because of COVID,
are you from the same place as Tanzil?
No, he's in the capital, and I'm in Toronto.
Oh, cool, man.
Shout out to my boy, Ronnie Paul. What a great guy. He took me to 2 Rolex events in Toronto. Great steak and scotch with this guy. Legend. One legend
Ronnie,
to another.
I love you even more now. There's so many reasons I love you, brother. So many reasons.
Jin went with us a couple of times too.
Very cool. Very cool.
I gotta say to you also.
Actually, do you realize that you have a huge Canada support here? I mean,
no, I don't. I honestly don't know at all. I just want to say one thing. Yesterday we had a super chat that I forgot. This was my good friend. The Timepiece Fund. So I'm just going to show this on the screen now. This is Timepiece Fund. I missed this one. He just sent it to me. Arch, nobody is worth crying for, and those that are worth it. It will make you cry. Pontiff is invincible. Thanksgiving gratitude to all AC3 punters. That's the Timepiece Fund. He's a lovely guy. He's a lovely guy.
That's beautiful. I appreciate that. And by the way, Joe Kramer, you are a legend. You are extremely important person to Archie Luxury and this group of people. So yes, in my eyes, you are a legend. You are a very supportive man, good man.
And I would like to say also, guys, I want to say this honestly to you, okay?
Go ahead.
I'm not perfect, okay? I've made many mistakes in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to welcome back Revy.
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome back Cars and Chrono.
What do you mean? When was Cars and Chrono kicked out?
He was never kicked out. I just want to say to you guys,
Cars and Chrono is a fucking amazing guy.
He is. I also want to welcome back Toyota Mo.
Toyota Mo never left. The man, I told you, he's got some health issues he had to deal with. He'll be back.
And I wanted to say to these guys here, seriously, guys, I love you so much, and I'm really sorry if I may have offended you in any way, and I didn't give your collections the legend status they deserved. Tony Nico, I love you too. Tony Nico, I love you. You know, he's got an amazing collection there.
No, he
could
doesn't.
not
He's a fucking
sleep.
below mediocre. But he's okay guy. I miss Tony Nico. He was a good on the chat. He was good everything. Just
I miss Mr. Two badly. I miss Mr. Two.
I miss Mr. Two. I miss
so
Mr.
witty.
Two.
NATO, $8. You probably already covered this, but how did your lunch with Sirocco go? Okay, so what happened with the lunch was, I had the Singapore noodles. I actually got some photos
you didn't
here.
cover it all,
I had Singapore noodles. Sirocco had the sweet and sour pork. The only thing is, what do you say to somebody? What do you say to somebody? What do you say to somebody if they didn't finish their rice? They didn't touch his rice. How do I politely say, do you mind if I finish that? Do you say that on a first date? And he even left meat. He left
Why are
meat.
you calling a date? You were not on a date with Sirocco. It's the two bodies having a dinner. It's very different having a dinner with a girl or with Sirocco.
Yeah.
So when you're with Sirocco, like me and Ron, you go for dinner. I'm gonna eat whatever he doesn't finish, or I'll finish everything. So chances are I'll eat what he doesn't finish. Corona, yeah.
There you go. That's the Sirocco. See, he left the
like
rice.
That's a Hong Kong style sweet and sour chicken, some white rice, nice. You
That
got
was mine
your
there.
Singapore noodles.
Nice noodle dish.
He didn't finish the rice. Should I have said, could I please have the rice?
Yes.
Just push it in front of you and eat it.
And he left some meat there. I don't like the pineapple. He can have the pineapple. I wanted some of that meat. He left meat on the plate. He left meat on the plate.
Ooh, dude, that's not acceptable.
Taboo.
What is he wearing there? What watch was he wearing?
Oh, he had the 40 mil date. Exactly like mine,
nice.
except the maxi. He's a bear.
He's a really nice guy. You know that.
I didn't
really
have the
like him.
courage to say, do you mind if I have your rice? Because I said that to Sovran. He says, oh, you always wanted to sloop my noodle. Because I finished his noodle. He didn't eat all the noodle.
Sovran is an upper class. I mean, the guy fucking probably eats with the silver utensils that he brings in a nice burgundy or blue
Versace plate. He gives the plate to
velvet case.
Velvet thing, Sovran is above us. Come on.
Tanzil, $5. Ronnie Paul knows that the 124060 that you got from our friend Alex, still got it, or did you get a new piece?
So I still have it, and I got the sub no date in the 41 2 months later. So I have both. I still have them.
Best.
Yeah, I still have them both.
Those are like gold coins. Don't ever sell them. They're currency. Okay.
Well,
you would have to be an absolute idiot to sell a steel
40?
Submariner. 40, 41, doesn't matter. You would have to be an absolute idiot. This is like
biggest difference are the clasp.
Yeah, it's thicker.
Exactly.
I'm finding out tomorrow when my new black sub is coming in from my jeweler.
Good.
Yeah, he's getting me a brand new one, hopefully with stickers still on it.
Somebody asked if I like Suckerhorn. If you like ARCHIELUXURY, how can you not like Suckerhorn? That's like...
I got to tell you, Bear, I want to say this to you. You've been a really good friend. You've helped me grow the channel. And I got to say this in this, I want to say this whilst you're here. I do have to thank Clyde and Mark for helping me get to where I am. I want to say Thanksgiving. They might be nasty guys. You might dislike them. I mean, at the end of the day, I gotta.
No. I dislike Clive. I hate Goldberg. That's the difference.
I got nothing against Goldberg. It's not my battle.
Well,
okay.
That's okay. Not everyone.
But at the end of the day, there's certain prices. Nothing is free in this world, Bear. Nothing is free.
Nothing is free.
And I've got to work out what's better for me. It's a business decision. And the Bear, that's a Pulsar, is it?
Wow.
What is that?
How cool is this shitter?
What a cool way to change topic, Bear. Very well done.
Thank you.
Very well done. We're in a hole, and you got me out of it. Look at that. Paddock had something like that. Paddock had something like that. Remember?
No, I actually never.
They had an experimental Paddock that actually, it was mechanical.
That's interesting.
Very similar to that.
Something. Bring it up.
Huh.
Bring it up.
You want me to bring it up?
Yeah.
Archie,
I never knew that.
I've got to step away. I've got some.
That's okay, man. Just put you on mute. Just put you on mute. That's okay. Mike the Snake, I want to say to you before we go.
Don't leave, Mikey.
Oh no, I've got some family stuff to deal with about news about my father.
Look, I just want to say to you, man, we love you. Please, I know you've had a few personal problems. Can you please at least keep us informed? We worry about you, okay?
Yes, I'll be on.
You're always welcome on
Mikey,
the stream,
I'll
and
be on
we
more
want to
often.
make sure that we make
here.
you
A lot of
happy.
people love you.
You know, I want to make sure that we make you happy, okay?
Well, being on this show makes me happy. It's a great honor to be on this show, Archie. And I try to be only positive. I try never to say anything negative about anybody. And I'm very happy just to be on your show. You're making me happy by just allowing me on your show.
We want to make sure that you
Namaste.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bear, I love you, man. You're the man.
I love you too, Mikey. You're a good man. You're a genuinely good man.
Thank you.
I wish fast recovery to your dad.
Yes, I'm gotta go find out right now. There's some news that just came through, so I gotta find out. He's coming out of of an operation.
Okay, that's great.
I will.
Good luck.
I will talk to you tomorrow, probably. So,
okay, Mikey.
You guys have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. You got a super chat from the legendary soulless Joe Kramer. I gotta love that guy. I love the guy. Cool.
Okie dokie. Here we go. Super chat. Joe Kramer, $20. Cheers, all. I may be soulless, but shit, I've seen enough life to appreciate it. Shit, I appreciate. I've seen enough life to appreciate it. Wish all a happy holidays and warm and fuzzy feelings. There we go. Joe Kramer, we love you, Joe. There we go,
and
Bear.
you're
That's
not soulless, because if he's soulless, you could not fucking read his soul.
Exactly.
So he's not a soulless.
Exactly. What did you think of this, Bear?
Look at that. That's the Patek you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a little bit different but it's rectangular. I'm trying to show it to you.
It's fucking cool.
It has like it's mechanical, so it's the Patek 4.
That makes it way cooler.
Patek.
Archie?
3414. So it's called a 3414. Let's see if that brings up more. There we go. So this is it here. See, so it's very. It's got the same. What I was trying to show. Yeah, see what I mean. It's the same sort of shape as that thing you had on.
Yeah. Obviously, that's there, but wow,
and it's like a 1950s dashboard. You see what I mean? I like these boats, by the way. You know, that's my sort of. I'd love one. They're so expensive.
Yeah. Those are Rivas, right?
Yeah, and look at that. It's a Riva with a Lamborghini engine in it.
Lamborghini engine.
Look at that.
By the way, your friend Invisible Touch has just given you another super chat.
That's the watch there, Bear. See, that's the angles. It looks similar. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the design, the aesthetics are very similar. Yes.
Okie dokie. We got another super chat from Invisible Touch, £10. Here we go there, guys. I look forward to your visit. If it's possible, I will write to you in the meantime. You have no need to apologize. Them that approached you knew that you might get, and mercy was not your approach. Thank you, Invisible Touch. I got to tell you, like when Wizard said, "Why do I haven't finished telling you that story, Bear?"
Yeah, you got to
the reason why I won't sell it all off and get one. For starters, the watches I have, let me tell you this. So the 4 Pateks, you know, when I had the 5, I had the Black Dial 6006. I got a lot of slack for selling that. That was probably, I got a good offer, right? And I wanted to invest in some other things, right? So yes, it was silly to sell it, but it saved my marriage by getting some Birkins and fixing some indiscretionary problems.
So it wasn't silly. It was pragmatic decision.
And those 4 Pateks, think of it this way. 2, a world time and an annual calendar, 2 complications, a manual wind, and also an automatic Calatrava. Beautiful 4-piece pair.
Right.
If I had a lot of money, I'd love to add a chronograph Patek. Okay? But you know what? I'm quite happy with the 4 I've got.
And you should
I
be.
also
If you
wanted.
decide to sell any, I would sell maybe one Calatrava. That's it. And that's not necessary. I'm just saying if you need money to pay off something.
The next thing is I decided after having so many Rolexes, what do I really want? And I tell you what I decided.
Tell me.
I never really liked chronographs. That I never like in the 90s, I actually didn't even like Speedmasters. The chronograph that got me into the hobby was the Breguet Type 20. But for me, the Rolex collection would be a dive Rolex of some sort, a GMT Rolex, preferably Explorer, because the thing I like about the Explorer is the
fixed bezel.
Fixed bezel. And I also like the white because it's so different, because all the sports dials are normally black. So it's a contrast. You know what I mean?
Right.
A yin and a yang.
Right.
And then as a third Rolex, right? The Pepsi is absolutely beautiful. I actually, if I was to add another Rolex, I don't care. I don't. For me, I would go for Jubilee because I don't have any Jubilee Rolexes. Do you understand? Just to have a difference. But I got. But let me say this to you, Bear. You know what? For me,
tell me.
The third Rolex, I would normally say, well, you should get a dress Rolex, like a Datejust or a day date. But I've already got 4 Pateks. That's my dress genre. So I don't need that. You know what I want in a Rolex? A simple wind and wear. No bezels, just a simple. And what's my favorite color? Blue, blue, blue. That's always been my. So the Milgauss is perfect. Okay. If I was to add another Rolex, I would actually, if I had a choice, say somebody said to me, hey, Arch, you can have it at retail,
I do want to mention that
or a Pepsi.
We need to touch on some super chats. I apologize. Sorry. I don't want to be party pooper.
Tanzil, $5 AC3. I'm turning the age end of this month. That you were when you got the Reverso Grand Date. He's turning 40. 10 years on.
Wow, that's a big day. Tanzil, we should have you on a live stream, please. Either maybe the week of the birthday. I know that probably for the birthday you're gonna have your private party.
There,
but
we should have a
together.
fundraiser. I want to have a birthday fundraiser on this channel. Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to raise money for Tan. Okay. Actually, we're raising money. Let's just put that. We'd be raising money for Tan's favorite charity,
which is ARCHIELUXURY.
AC3.
That's that's so true. That's true. It's funny because it's true.
It's true.
We didn't need to answer. We need to answer.
I'll come back to that. Divine Insurgent, $7. Longines is having a holiday shopping event. Pull up the Avigation oversized crown single push pull chrono and give me your thoughts. Stay away from Longines.
No, Archie, don't be a dick. This is actually, you need to pull it out.
What models are called? Longines, what's it called?
Avigation oversized crown single push piece chronograph. So just do Avigation chronograph, Longines Avigation chronograph. Longine's got some awesome watches, man. Come on.
I tell you what, for a watch I hate, I actually like.
What? See, you just gotta sometimes give it a chance. I remember when you were at one time shitting on F. Pigeon. You were at one time shitting on F. Pigeon.
Sometimes best to forget certain things, Bear.
Tell me that's not a pretty watch.
Actually, I love the strap. You like the caramel strap there? I had that on my Breguet. My Breguet, I had that type of strap.
Me too.
I love it with the side stitch. The side stitch. Don't you love that side stitch?
I copied you. I loved how it looked on yours, so I bought that as well. Look at that. It's a beautiful watch.
The only problem is...
It's a beautiful watch. What's the problem?
They produce...
Ronnie Paul,
a Longines is sold every 10 seconds. A Longines is sold every 10 seconds. They use glue on the cheaper models.
You are so fucking full of shit. Who told you that? You're talking like shit you heard 30 years ago. I don't even know where that's coming from. That's not the case. It's a very awesome, affordable entry piece level watch. I really not going to agree with you. I'm sorry. So let me tell the Divine's Urgent. This is an awesome piece. If you can get it at a discount, don't think twice. As a matter of fact, I'm eyeing this piece myself. And now we're going back to Tanzil Ansari, who is going to be 40, and he wants to know what you think about him getting Reverso Grand Date.
Tanzil, agree with Bear and AC3. Don't need to fundraise for any toys. I have lots. Man cannot live on Google Ads alone. Super chat now. Let me just say this. I got something to show you guys, just in tribute to my good friend Tanzil. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's the watch in question.
Yes. Actually, that's a beautiful watch. So Art Deco.
It is. I love it.
Deco.
I love it. It's a beautiful watch. Look, you know what? Okay, so I got that for my 40th. Now, I've always been somebody, you know, my problem is that I never had enough money. Okay.
That's not, in this situation, I don't think that's Tanzil's problem, but okay. Let's imagine that we need to be intelligent.
I've bought things and I meant to keep them forever, but I could not possibly do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, that's the reason when I got this Reverso, I got the back engraved, because then I thought, you know what? I don't want to sell it. I can't sell it if it's got something personal on it. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll be honest with you. If I was Pigsley and you had my old no date sub, that would really piss me off.
No kidding. I'm counting
on that. It would piss me off.
I wouldn't
beyond. Like, I would just be angry, and then as it went up and up in price, it would make me even more bitter and twisted. I'd even hate the hobby. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because, you know what? Out of all the Rolexes I've owned, right? When I first got my Rolex, I just said to my guy, get me the cheapest Rolex you can. But when I actually owned a few and I thought about what is the best Rolex to have, what is Rolex famous for? Two things: automatic, waterproof. Okay? That is what Rolex really is. The Submariner, and I include Sea Dwellers, Deep Seas in that genre. That is their forte. The number one sports watch in the world is basically the Steel Submariner. Number two, I would say, would probably be the Speedy, the Man on the Moon. Number three would be like the GMT. Number four would be the Daytona, blah, 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 blah. But the number one watch that changed the world was the Sub, especially the no date.
But why are you talking about this? How is this relevant to Tanzil's 40th birthday?
No, because it pisses Pigsley off. We're just having.
Well, let's go back to Tanzil.
So,
what do you suggest?
Sorry, I got sidetracked. I just wanted Pigsley to watch this and get really pissed off and go, "Arr!" It's like me. I look back on things I've sold and go, "Arr!" You know what? I got to tell you. So the reason I mentioned that's why I engraved my Reverso, because I had to stop. I knew what I'm like, right? You know what? At the time I bought this, did you know I actually bought my Royal Oak for $500 cheaper than this? You know the steel Royal Oak I had, Bear? It was cheaper. Okay?
Yeah, you didn't like it, though.
I could have, instead of buying this, I could have got a two-tone bluesy. That was my choice.
Options, yeah. By the way, we have another super chat from the iconic Tanzil.
Tanzil, $10. You need to go to a Rolex event with Ronnie Paul. We enjoy the all-you-can-drink champagne and vodkas. Get sauced up real good. Then head to dinner for a proper filet mignon with McClellan 18 to fit. You know what? I don't get invited to nothing.
Ooh.
I don't
Ronnie,
get
I'm not that
invited.
far, Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm not that far. So if you want to invite me and
Yeah, I think
Tanzil,
Ronnie
I'd be
Paul,
more than happy.
You're just
The
up to
problem is-
400.
he only gets one invite. He can only bring one other person. Is it Bear or Tan?
Well,
Both. I'm
Well,
sure you can
both
both.
in.
Because you're only allowed to bring your
Archie-
partner. See, in this world, he can say he swings. You
I
could say you're a
actually- you know
trouble.
what?
You could
I
say, you
never-
could just
I
say,
never-
Ronnie Paul, just tell him you're in a trouble. Okay, a trouble, Bear.
Okay. Another super chat, by the way.
A trouble is when you got three people as a couple. Trouble, you know, trouples.
Trouble. I figure you. I got you.
Divine Insurgents, $5. I saw your video on Cartier Spec Dictators. I've had my eye on the Santos with green lenses. Which pair do you like? Look, I had an old pair. These were 80s, 90s Santos glasses. I had a couple of pairs. They used to be so cheap. Now, I haven't really seen a lot of them out there because the collectors have actually taken them and kept them.
I have a pair.
I like, and I also, they used to have Panther glasses. Panther. They had, Santos was
know
better
them.
with the screws. I like the Santos.
Yeah. Me too.
So good on you there. And we've got Athex, $5. Archie, tell us more about Longines watches held together. No, this is the really shitty Longines. Do you understand? What they do is,
I'm laughing at.
you guys don't
Tanzil.
believe me. Let me just show you something. This belonged to a friend of mine who is now no longer with us. Okay.
Oh, guys, don't get him fucking into that shit. It's gonna go.
What's that?
Actually, it's only $5 super chat. Don't go into that now, please.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you,
Bear.
sir. Thank you kindly.
Bear, you get you everything's cool, okay? Just
Thank
relax.
you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm relaxed.
Hey, Archie, which one
Yeah.
of your Pateks did you sell in New Zealand that got you on that QE News channel?
Oh, that was the white gold. The white gold world time. I sold that.
You missed that one?
I bought the yellow after I sold it. And
Which you wanted more anyway.
the condition was slightly nicer on the yellow, but the white was amazing. Look, I'll tell you this here. I wouldn't say superstitious, but I like to follow a pattern, okay? The thing about the white gold is if I would have stayed with the white gold, I could have all white gold pieces. So there'd be steel or white gold. I wouldn't have yellow in there. Do you see what I mean? It's kind of a pattern you do it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So in some ways there, I think you got to realize that's kind of how it goes there, you know. The whole thing is you got to realize that with the white gold itself, it was so cool just to have that by itself, to have nothing else.
Super chat.
Like white gold, I don't know. I miss those days in many ways. Okay, I do miss
super chats, boss.
Super chats. Here we go. We've got okay, Kelly's tremendous. She's lovely. Kelly's lovely. £2. Oh my God! Look what my
They
hair
know.
dress is.
They just want to be funny. They know.
She's
of course,
beautiful.
Kelly,
I think she's a gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Woman, don't you?
I agree.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And sweet and great personality and
She's
really
nice, and she likes
good
watches.
for this hobby. Yeah.
Tanzil, $5. A bit of controversy. Running Paul invites me to the Rolex event and takes Jin to the Tudor ones. Laugh out loud. He's a legend, though. Loves his Rolex. How did you get invites to that, Running Paul?
So from the same dealership that I get the invites for Rolex, I got a last-minute invite to the Tudor event, and they were pushing Lady Gaga thing because they had got her as a spokesperson for the Tudor
she
line.
came. Lady Gaga came.
No, she didn't come. They were just doing a spin-off, and they were she came out with that movie, A Star Is Born, the remake. Right. So what they did was they rented one of the VIP rooms at the movie theater, and they invited a whole bunch of customers out to get some free food, free wine, free booze, and to watch that movie and to listen to their spiel about what direction they wanted to go with the Tudor line. So I called up Jin, and he was available, so I met him, and we went together. It was back in 2018.
So look, to answer,
Jin is a very nice guy, and he's a wealthy guy.
Oh, you should have seen. I was there in casual wear, and he was all dressed up to the tent.
I can see that.
And
but you know what? He doesn't spend money on watches. He's a very fucking cheap fucker on watches.
Yeah, he's thrifty. He likes to go for the deals, right?
Yeah, watches. He just can't spend money. Everything else, like.
I got to tell you, guys, I got to tell you something to answer Tan's thing. Let me tell you this. I think the Reverso is absolutely perfect for a 40 or 50th. Let me tell you why. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is for a 0 birthday, a major event, a 0. You know why these are perfect? Because they are expensive, but they're not ridiculous money. Like, when you've got a solid gold paddock, you think, you know what, I might have to sell it, right? Like I sold the 6006 because I wanted the money. These were never huge money. You could afford to keep it.
Yeah.
These are like $10,000, right? These are like 10 US now, secondhand, right? You know what? It's not ridiculous. It's not 25 or 30,000. So you can always keep it. I think the great thing about the Reversos are the case, the whole story behind it. They are such a good brand. Okay, they are timeless brand to have there.
Well, that's their best watch.
The Reverso really is. The Reverso is. I got to tell you honestly. Remember, I had that Sun Moon, the 8-day Sun Moon. That's also another amazing Reverso. I think Reversos, they are perfect as a special. Because the other thing is too, I love about the Reverso is that, you know what, you get one for your 40th, get one for your 50th, get one for your 60th. They're just nice things to leave. They're heirloom pieces. You're creating heirlooms.
Agreed.
And they're not ridiculous money. It's not ridiculous. Like it's not. If it's so much money, also the kids later on, they're less inclined to sell it off because it's only.
See, Tanzil likes to spend crazy money on cars, but on watches, he's reasonable. He doesn't go beyond boundaries.
I actually got a lot of respect.
Steel.
I got a lot of respect for Tan in the sense that he doesn't have a Bear Clooney collection. He limits it to a certain number, and that's what he does. Because you can't have everything. You can't have watches, car. You know what I mean? It gets ridiculous, right?
Fuck, his car is worth more than everything I own.
Come on, Bear. You've got $1 million in watches.
Right.
Okay. Hey, the car is $500,000. 300, I think he said. 300?
No, there has to be more. I mean, he's got 2 hot cars, not 1, 2.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you've got to be. Here we go. Here we've got another question here. Another super chat. Super chat. Birmingham, $2. Stopping by to wish a happy Thanksgiving to all. Birmingham, jump on Birmingham. I miss him.
Captain America is probably having dinner with the family. It's Thanksgiving. Come on, you understand that's a holiday.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, Archie, I got another question about another watch you had.
Yes.
About 7 or 8 years ago, I remember you posted up a video. I think you were in Thailand, and you were selling off a Patek.
Yeah.
Do you know which video? And it came with a really nice box. I think you were mentioning in the video that the box was actually manufactured from a tree that was outside the Patek offices. No, that's a pen. That was the Monte Grappa pen I had. Yeah, but you were selling a watch though. The Patek was never wood.
That was a pen I had. That was the Monte Grappa pen, which I sold with the Patek. I sold that together to the guy in Singapore.
Oh, so what was the Patek that you sold?
That was the 5107.
Do you miss that?
Well, I got the 5127.
He misses it.
And to be honest with you,
Yeah, you look, Archie, you looked exasperated when you sold that watch. You didn't look happy at all. I remember you
I
sweating.
sold it. Well, it was hot in Singapore. Singapore's hot. But you know what? No, I don't really look. I'll be honest with you. It made me. I could try the gold sub for a while. I needed to have
my favorite video with a gold sub was in a pool.
Yeah,
at the hotel.
That was good.
I love
yeah,
that. That was so good.
You should have never have gotten rid of that watch, Arch. That watch was you.
No, but I tell you what, seriously,
you're so right, man. You're so right.
Look, seriously, I wanted 4 Pateks is amazing. The 4 Pateks I had, that can forgive me for selling
just
the
before
vintage.
we forget completely, there is one more super chat which is in relation to JLC reversal.
Yep, Divine Insurgent. Here we go. Divine Insurgent's $2. Is there an age limit for Reverso? I'm under 40. Reverso is sports. It's that's the watch snob said the Reverso is the ultimate dress watch.
Young guys look so cool with reversals, man.
And the thing about the Reverso is it's semi-affordable. Like it's steel. It's not a precious metal, but it is very, very. I love the tribute to 1930. I had one of those. They've gone up in price. They're quite collectible now. There's a number of amazing Tanzil, $5. Best watch collecting strategy for most collectors is the one watch per brand. It makes you really choose and diversify. What's your one watch from Cartier?
And now let's go with the modern Cartier. I want you to actually pick modern Cartier. What do you pick?
Look, I tell you this. For me, it's a bit tricky. Like, I really wouldn't be happy with a steel Cartier. It has to be. I reckon that Santos you've got is absolutely amazing.
So you would go for that?
Big size, leather strap, very, very amazing piece. The problem is they're fucking expensive. It's not really good value.
On a secondary market, no. I'm sorry. You see, that watch retails 40, the one I have, 45,000 Canadian, which is same to Australian. You can get it on a secondary market for about 30, 31.
See, the problem is, I don't think that's really good value. See, you got to remember.
I never said it's a good value, but it's not disaster.
No. I understand. Look, I gotta tell you, I would say, I love that of yours. That's a beautiful watch.
So Santos is your choice.
I would actually, I like the big American, the big Cartier. I think that would be my choice. Actually, you don't like the one that I like.
No, I do.
I've owned this twice. I had the Cartier. This is probably one of the most beautiful card. I've owned this watch twice. Okay, let me pull up a picture. Do you want to see it?
So that's your sweet spot with Cartier.
I reckon it would be the. Just let me call it up.
Archie, what about the Cartier that Michael Douglas wore on Wall Street, the solid gold one?
Well,
that's
the problem is
that's the modern version of that. That's what he likes.
The problem is they changed it from movie 1 to movie 2. He had a Santos in the original one. I want to show you this. This is what I would like. If you said I could have any Cartier, I'll show you what I want.
Please.
The catch is it only has a 15 mil strap.
Watch Mamba Santos in a blue dial. I actually originally loved that watch. I don't know if you had a chance to see it in person, but the blue on it is not.
What do you think of this, Bear?
Nice. Let me see. Cool.
It's a Cartier Torno. It's a special. It's got a curved back, banana sort of back on it. I've owned this twice.
Very sharp.
I've owned this watch twice. I had it in yellow gold. That's rose.
I don't know that would look right on you. It's a cool watch that would look good on a thin
It's got the most
person.
amazing Guilloche dial on it. It just uses an
I
ETA
think
as
you
well.
have to be thin and tall to wear that watch. That's how I perceive it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand, Bear. This is kind of thin and tall.
Oh, Tanzil's gonna give you a very difficult time now.
Here we go, Tanzil. Pick one watch per brand that aren't Speedmasters, Submariner, Reverso, Navitimer, Submersible, or Big Pilot.
Look, so start from Rolex. Let's go one at a time, Arch. So Omega is not going to be Speedmaster. What is it going to be?
You know what? I'd say 40 mil day date now.
Archie, you have to pick from Omega.
Omega?
It's not Speedmaster. Yeah, you cannot pick Speedmaster. So pick one instead of Speedmaster.
I would gladly say Pro Prof.
Done. Next, Rolex cannot be Submariner.
Day date 40.
JLC cannot be Reverso.
Master Control.
Nice. Breitling cannot be Navitimer.
Super Ocean Heritage 2.
I knew you were going to pick that one. Good choice. You cannot pick Submersible. Which one would you pick from Penn?
That's okay. I'd go for 111 or 112 or their replacement.
I knew you were going to say that.
Or their
and finally,
replacement.
IWC, but not Big Pilot.
Oh, that's okay. Portuguese are like, I wouldn't go for the red dial, but I'd probably go for more traditional. I love the red, but it's too flamboyant for me.
It sounds good. There you go, Tanzil. This wasn't as difficult as I would think it is. He did this really simple and fast.
But I got to tell you, Bear, you know something? The thing is, I haven't quite answered this yet. We started the show with Wizard was saying, why don't I just sell them all and get? Let me just explain something to you. In my country, the government's really clamped down on bringing watches in. Okay, you no longer can just sneak them in. You used to be, and you know what it is, Bear? It's FedEx and DHL. They've got preferred shipper status, right?
They immediately go.
They act as the policeman. They act as the policeman for the government, for borders. In my country, it's called border security. They act as the policeman, and it's working very well because I had a friend who got a watch in. You used to be able to sneak it through one repaired watch. FedEx said to him, show us proof that you sent it in the first place. Show us that you own it. A copy of the receipt. That's okay. Show us this. He ended up paying tax on it.
Archie, your security staff is doing patrol and report.
AC3 security staff, £2. Swept the streams, boss. Everything is A-OK. Thank you. Thank you indeed there. I got to tell you, the problem is if I sold everything off, for starters, the watches I've got, I don't know if they would really be good in Australia. Let me give you can I give you an example? Can I show you an example?
Please.
Have a look at this. This is my good friend at Luxury Watches. Okay? I'm just calling it up. Have a look at this. This watch has been sitting here literally for 6 months. It's Mr. Two's Patek.
I like
21,600. That's not US dollars. That's Aussie pesos.
What do you think you can pick that up for, Arch?
Well, I used to own it. It was my watch.
No, but if you want to pick it up now, what do you think you can pick it up for?
Oh, there's probably not
what
much
do you think?
margin
How
21?
How
21?
long?
21?
You think, how about 18, 19?
No, I could get it for 20, maybe.
That's a
no,
great
I don't,
watch for 20.
But what I'm saying to you is...
I'll be very honest with you. I'm going to say I would take this over Cartier tank. I would take this over...
I'd take it over your Santos that we were talking about, for God's sake. This is a Patek Philippe. It's a Patek Philippe. This is a bargain.
That
and
I
you know
like
what?
in my
He's
Santos,
done...
I like bracelet.
He's done all the hard yards. You know what he did?
Mm.
He got the strap because I had the wrong strap. He got the buckle. He got the box. He spent he did all the things to fix it up. It didn't even have the spring bars. Some bastard had he got the spring bars from Paddock. You know what?
I see.
Why isn't that selling? So you know, I'm not trying to argue with you, Bear. What I'm trying to tell you is, what I'm trying to do here, Bear, is tell you that's the reason I would have to possibly, to get top dollar for my stuff, I might have to sell it overseas.
Yes, because I'm thinking in US.
Okay, so
US, yeah.
the problem is then I've already paid taxes on my shit to have it in Australia. So that's not worth anything to a non-Australian buyer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I'd have to sell it. I've got two choices. I can either sell it cheap in Australia or sell it overseas. And I've already paid the fucking taxes on this shit. Do you understand?
Brent,
and then,
you
listen to me,
you
Bear.
really think this is ugly? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Bear. Then when I bought the one and done super paddock that he's talking about,
what would that be?
Like say a 5170, okay, 5170.
Okay.
I would then have to pay 10% duty on it when it came in.
I see. And I think that Tanzil is gonna have a counter argument.
Tanzil, $5. I've sold numerous Calatravas and never taken more than 48 out. But Australia is Hickville.
Canada is not much better, brother.
Come on.
Canada is not much better.
That's true. Yeah,
I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, but Tan mixes with winners. I mix.
Yeah, that is. You know what?
Tan.
You actually, if you are here and you say I need help, I'd say call Tanzil. I honestly would do that. He knows people. He knows people who do this shit, who actually.
Exactly. You understand? You need to know the right buyer. 100%. But AC3 will post on Gumtree to Bogan Market. That's correct.
Yeah, he's right.
So what I'm trying to say is,
okay, is that because you were a bit of a bogan yourself, you think? Or
I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. I burn through friends. Okay?
Fuck, that's the problem.
It's not an act, Bear. That's just how it is. It's not an act. Do you understand? That's not an act.
I hear.
So,
well, you got friends. They're just very far from you. Tanzil is your friend. I'm your friend.
Yeah, it's different market, but it's different market. And then what I'm trying to say is, right, I buy this new watch. I got to pay tax so I'm getting double fucked. Let me explain it to you. A friend of mine, he needed to get Japanese yen.
Okay.
He went to Hong Kong and said, "Can I please buy some yen?"
Okay.
So what he did is, yes, sir, we can do that.
Okay.
So he had Australian dollars, right?
All right.
So firstly, they converted it into US.
So he loses on that conversion.
And then they converted the US into Japanese.
Then he loses on that conversion.
It's called being double fucked.
You need to do a video about how do you get double fucked, and then provide different examples. That's a good video. And title should be "How do you get double FU ED?"
For example, I got double fucked. When I was leaving Australia, I went to the money changer. I gave him $100 and I converted it into $70 New Zealand, right? Because of their fees. And then I didn't spend it because it was emergency money. When I came back, I converted that $70 New Zealand into $50 Aussie. I got double fucked. Do you see what I'm saying? Double fucked. Okay?
Completely understand.
And this is the problem. I've already paid taxes on my stuff, right?
Right. Now you're paying taxes again.
Now, let me say this to you. I got 4 paddocks. You know how I made the video where I said that I used to own 5508. I own red subs, all this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that stops me jumping off the tall building and screaming is the fact that I got 4 beautiful Patek's still. That
Well,
makes
that's
up
not
for
the
my
only thing, but it's a good
horological
reason.
mistakes. It makes up for my horological mistakes. Okay.
Yes, Archie
And
definitely does.
Then
Definitely
I
does.
said to myself, what do I really want in sports watches? I can't wear these Patek's every day. These are special occasion. What do
Correct.
I want as an everyday? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I want Rolex. I want a
Makes
diver.
sense.
I want a GMT function. I would normally say I want a dress watch, but in my case, I want a wind and wear. That's the 3 Rolex.
Right.
And then I say to myself, you know what? I really want some sort of chronograph.
Yeah, and you got it.
The Daytona never really appealed to me. No offense. I find it a nuisance. You've got to unscrew it. You've got to unscrew those pushes.
Daytona is just a hyped watch. It's not really.
You know what I really want?
Special.
Yachtmaster 2.
The Speedy.
Yachtmaster 2 is extremely cool watch. Most complicated Rolex watch.
It's a flyback chronograph. You know that? It's flyback chronograph. You know that?
Yeah, I have
and
it.
You know what? They will. People will start appreciating it much more when it gets discontinued. It's just a human nature.
The other thing is, what's the other thing I'd want in watches? Is a reverso. And that's also the start of No Compromise. I saw that watch on a guy who worked at Vintage Watch Co., a guy called Fred.
You're kind of doing a parallel response here. I mean, you're responding to Wizard and you're responding to Tanzil. It's kind of you're going in a parallel direction, which is good.
Yes.
So you're answering to Wizard why do you have the watches that you do?
Exactly. That's why I don't just sell it off and get one super Patek.
You don't. Right. You don't get this need to. But you're forgetting something very important. Regardless what Wizard said, he's a car salesman. He's a watch salesman. He's a guy that sells watches, and you have the opportunity to see what type of watches they like to wear.
And can I say something else I have never said much before? Can I say something else?
You have never said much before. Okay, go ahead. This is gonna be interesting.
Okay, so these people, they say, oh, they're girl size, this and that, right?
No, not all.
Let me just say this to you. You know what? I haven't officially announced this yet, but I'm going to tell you now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the really good Pateks to have is?
Tell me.
Geneva seal.
Actually, I see your point. But you go ahead.
The Patek seal is too plentiful. They're pandering to the Chinese market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there was once they've gone to Patek seal, they made so many more complications, so much more fancy-wancy shit.
Geneva seal on a Patek will be turning almost as a Tiffany dial on a sub, on a Rolex.
Exactly. So I got to tell you something. The reason my girl size Pateks are all in yellow gold is for a simple reason.
Go ahead.
I bought them for the Chinese buyers. They're slightly smaller people and they love yellow gold. That's why I structured it mainly in yellow.
That's true. They do love yellow gold.
So that's who they're for. I didn't buy them for me. I bought them for them because I want to get a Ferrari later on, like Fed.
Is it bothering you that people say stuff like that? Do you feel, or you just wanted to basically answer once forever? Like, what's the story here?
I'm just telling you the truth. You know, I gotta, I gotta be honest with you. The thing that I could never do, you know, what really would annoy me? Like, I'm really anal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What would annoy me if I had the wrong buckle on my Patek? No, you're laughing at me. You're laughing at me.
No, I know.
You know what?
I'm laughing because I
know what happened?
You say it, but you know what? I actually believe you. I think you would source out. You would not stop.
Okay, so what happened to me is I got a strap for my 5170.
Mm-hmm.
But the markings on the strap, it's meant for a deployant buckle. It's not meant for the tang buckle. So I had to buy the white gold deployant that it would have come with. What would really, really cheese me off if I had, say, a platinum, like, say, a chronograph annual calendar, and I had the wrong fucking buckle on it. That would make me so angry. You know what I mean?
I know, and I know why you're saying it. You're saying it for two reasons: because you really feel like that, and you also want to tick our friend, which is okay.
Exactly. Yeah, fatso.
Mr. Valjou.
Because, you know, he got the wrong one. How could he get the wrong fucking buckle? How could you do that?
I don't know.
Could you
I still
handle
think
it,
it's a
man?
beautiful
I'd be
watch.
tearing my hair out.
He will. I'm sure he'll get the real one. The proper one, not the real one.
Mr.
Valjou,
Valjou, $5. Bear Clooney, what watch do you take to a cricket match? What are your thoughts on
Chapek?
Look, Chapek, that's that Polish, you know, that's the founders of Patek. It's got those ties there, but it's really a Phoenix brand that's never really done anything.
I kind of knew you were going to say that, and I made the same mistake in the very beginning, shitting on them left and right. They're going in such a great direction. It's a beautiful watch. They are producing some gorgeous pieces, and I am a huge fan of the brand. I would say they are equal to Akrivia, to Recep Prejepi, to any of those brands, and their finish is amazing. Archie, you just same as I am. When you are not sure or you don't know enough about the brand, you tend to be antagonistic, and I'm too. So I understand that. I just go, I never heard about it. Fuck them. They're shitters.
I got to tell you, the thing that pisses me off too, the Geneva Seal's not what it used to be too. You know, Cartier starts to get the
Why
Geneva
do you
Seal.
say that?
What's
so
that?
Why does that bother you? You don't think Cartier produces watch worthy of the Geneva Seal?
You know what? You know that watchmaker guy, Alex?
Yes, Alex.
He really has a bone to pick with Cartier. He really dislikes.
I don't know about it. I have not got that impression. When he's next time, I'm going to ask him.
And
or you're just angling this to favor your narrative?
No. I'm just telling you honestly. I had many years ago. I had a Cartier quartz Louis Cartier tank. Right.
Okay.
Solid gold, 18K little tank. It was a quartz one.
Yeah, it's a quartz.
And what pissed me off, it's so expensive new, right? I bought it secondhand, of course. But
that is a form of jewelry. You bought jewelry. You didn't buy
the fucking space, the thing that held the movement in was a plastic spacer.
Oh, God. Yeah, we always said that. I heard it so many times. The watches from
Patek even used plastic spacers. You know that? Patek used plastic spacer.
No,
you know, when the Patek 24, the ladies one came out,
right?
It actually had a plastic spacer as well. And I actually, when I went to the Patek show in Singapore, I went to the watchmaker section. I said, "Why did you use a plastic spacer?" And they said, "Look, we did that in the early ones because they were pushing it through production." And they said to me, "Now it actually has a metal spacer."
Okay.
Plastic. It's like glue. You never ever use it.
But you kind of contradicted yourself. First you said you prefer Pateks with Geneva Seal. Then you were shitting on Geneva Seal. So which one is it?
What I'm saying is that in the modern times, they're making.
So you basically telling me that Geneva Seal lowered their standards?
It's not what it used to be.
Oh, you sound like an old, miserable man. That is not a good comment. That is not a good comment.
Seal, $10. Just to respond to Wizard, part that most folks don't understand is that AC3's Calatravas are finished to the same extent as any grand complication. No grand saved Patek. It was the Grand Classique.
He summed it up. Archie, in one super chat, he managed to say what you've been trying for the last 2.5 hours.
He's good, isn't he?
What do you think about it?
He
is good.
very good there.
Smart fucking guy. Smart.
You know what? I got to tell you, I actually, in my watch collecting itself, you got to remember, I didn't buy my watches to impress Wizard or anybody. They're
How
what?
about Pigsley? Did you want to impress Pigsley? Because you did
No.
manage to impress Pigsley. Pigsley loved your collection.
The problem
Pigsley
is,
never called you. See,
I
Pigsley never insulted your watches.
yeah, but see, the problem is it was
That's
so
an
fake.
interesting
When
thing
I
about Pigsley.
saw him sucking up to Tony Nico's collection, I realized it was all an act.
Oof, that was rough.
You
Two-tone
know what I'm
sub.
saying?
Oh, two-tone sub is just so fucking amazing.
And you know, the problem is that guy, he really likes his ego stroked.
Yeah, I know Tony is. Tony was a perfect example of those people who wanted their ego stroked. So did Mr. Two.
Yeah, of course. I was friends with him. I liked him as a guy. I really, really liked him. He was a nice guy. I'm actually
You still
sad.
like him.
I can't ring him. He doesn't answer. He won't talk to me.
Yeah, he disappeared completely. Completely. He's not on any
And I
live
think that's
streams.
I think that's his gondola. I can't believe it's not. Okay, I really find that hard to believe it's not.
I wonder why you think he might be selling it because of the bad vibe?
Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? Does it matter?
Maybe you can buy it. Maybe you can buy it.
No, I've look. The reason I didn't keep it in the first place is that all my Patek's are Calatrava shaped. They're all circular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have square or rectangular. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's just my little sub-genre.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have one of my Patek's is Patek Seal. The 5196 is actually Patek Seal.
Oh, yeah?
But all the other ones are Geneva. And the 5196...
I find Patek Seal to be slightly pretentious. It's almost like...
It's a Rolls-Royce seal. And they can get away with it. Come on, they can get away with it.
They can.
They deserve
of course
it.
they can.
They deserve, good on them. I got to say, Bear, you know what, really, with my collection, I look at my watches. Seriously, Bear, I love my watches. The watches mean a lot to me. Because, say I lost all my watches. So say I had to sell them or something happened, right? Just hypothetically, right? That world time, I lusted that when I was young and attractive, and women would actually pay to take me out. Doesn't happen anymore, Bear.
Fucking awesome,
Those
eh?
Were good memories, Bear. They'll never come back.
These guys, they say you and I were never fucking able to get chicks. Like, did you read that? That we just, like, when did we ever get the chicks? I mean, what can I tell you?
See, these are guys who've never traveled. You can see that. They've just lived in their mum's basement.
They're virgins, Archie. They're virgins. That's Tanzil,
$10. Tanzil. Bill Sanders said that the beef with the Geneva Seal was that Patek wanted to use silicone hairsprings, and Geneva Seal didn't want silicone used. So Patek told them, "Bike off," and made their own. I got to tell you, I don't blame Patek.
I never knew that.
I don't blame Patek.
Silicone hairspring is necessity these days, right?
Yes.
Bill Sanders and what the heck is the guy with the big front head, the bald guy? What's his name? The guy who thinks he knows everything about watches and movements, and he was coming to your channel. What's his name, Archie? Help me.
Not Donnie Haynes.
Donnie Haynes. Do you remember when Bill put him in his place? Fucking guy got pissed. That was hilarious. It was one of the better live streams. And in a very calm and a very efficient way. You do know that Goldberg hates Bill Sanders and Bill Sanders hates Goldberg.
No idea.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I like Bill Sanders. That's funny. Anyway, sorry, you continue your reminiscence. Keep going, Archie.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you guys, it's I got a folder of watches that I liked. Okay, do you want to see some of these?
Don
Bear?
Haynes, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I mean, just remember he sold GMT, Rolex GMT Master 2, black, to get the blank pen. Am I right?
Yes.
That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. And he sold it at retail or below.
Correct. Do you want to see some
And
of the
then,
watches? Sorry.
go ahead. And then he bought 50 Fathoms at retail. Brand new.
Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah. Look, sometimes
yes, please upvote, guys. Come on, we have 200 people watching, and we have more like 30 dislikes. I know that's 30 people from Mark.
Do you want to? I was going to ask you, Bear. Do you want to see some of the watches I loved and I've had in the past, and I just want to show you some of the watches I loved.
I would love to. I would love to. People will
have a quick. We'll have a quick look. We'll have a quick look. Okay, so I own this, Bear.
Nice.
That was my 36 mil two-tone Datejust. I had that a number of years ago.
Beautiful dial. Beautiful Jubilee bracelet. Beautiful.
Just 1 minute, Bear. 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
I actually sold it because I put the money into the Calatrava because I felt so guilty buying such an expensive watch. That was supposed to be my one and done. I'll show you a few more pics. Okay, I'll just show you some more pics. So that was my two-tone 16. This was my Navi timer. Bear, this was the Navi timer at my first Breitling here. That was my. So this is an old Navi timer too.
Strap you put on.
Yeah. Because I had this on the bracelet.
So I remember you were taking always those pictures and videos outside because you wanted to get a better quality picture on a daylight.
Yeah.
And you would narrate. Ooh, look at the beautiful strap on it.
That was my Speedy.
Lovely.
That was one of the Speedies. That's on a bracelet.
These are the watches that you participated in your top 10, like most iconic watches.
I actually liked this bracelet. That bracelet was actually quite blingy, very blingy watch for a I quite like this
Breitling makes
watch.
great bracelets.
This was my first Patek. So it's a 3919, just a 33 mil manual wind, just simple, elegant. That was my Explorer.
This is the watch that you made famous.
Yeah. So actually, I got this watch as commission for selling that Mercedes. You know, that blue vintage Mercedes. That's my Reverso. I put it on this ostrichy type of strap. I used to love playing around with straps. You know.
Yeah.
It's but that's the guilloche on that there is just. Look at that. I mean, for the money, look at that.
Really
that
gorgeous. Really gorgeous.
It's
really
there's
gorgeous,
nothing
Arch.
compares to that, does it? Really? Hey.
I have to be.
You know, I mean, just bang per buck on these Reverso. I would say to anyone, these are a great 40th. That's the Speedy. That was another Speedy. Oh, that's a Speedy.
I'm waiting for you.
That was my Patek. That was my Patek there. See, that was the 5107.
Such a beautiful watch.
That watch. It was gorgeous. And you know why I don't wear the wedding ring now?
Tell me.
Besides the fact that I put weight on, okay.
You scratch the watch when you're taking it off?
You scratch the watch. That's why I don't like to have any ring on me. That was I love the smooth bezel of the 5107. I don't know what you guys think. I thought that was so.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Beautiful.
It was a lovely watch. Beautiful watch. The Patek.
Tanzil is throwing a few punches there.
This was my Panther. Remember the Panther?
Of course.
That was cheap. You can't get these cheap anymore. You know what I mean? That they were
No,
great.
there's Cartier. You cannot get anything cheap from Cartier anymore.
$5,
You came to that
Tanzil.
conclusion yourself.
Man, the stretch on these bracelets you're showing is worse than the stretch marks on the large. There's not much stretch there. There wasn't. That's just the bracelet style.
He's being funny. Don't pay attention. That one.
The problem with this is I had a
Tanzil.
blemish on the dial, and Cartier wanted too much to fucking change the dial. They wanted like $1,200.
They're nasty bastards. That's for sure.
Because the dial should just be $150 or something. You know, it's sort of.
Yeah.
It had papers. It had papers. It was a nice watch. These were quartz. They were quartz. They were quartz. I'll just show you some other things I love that Breitling. I thought that was my steel. Let's just have a quick look here. This was another. I think this was the first Speedy I got actually. It had this is the 1 to 100 bezel. You seen those, Bear? They're not as wanted as the normal tachymeter one.
So Arch, your love for chronograph really did not come from Speedy. That was surprise to me. It came from the Type 20.
I think that's look at the gloss on the white gold. That's after I got it back from being rhodium plated. And to proper rhodium plate that, you got to take the whole movement out and do it. Take the glass out. That's
you always improve your watches. That's for sure.
That's the Explorer. I had a 36 mil. 36. Whoops.
How do you feel about the Explorer 36 mil new one? Would you ever wear the new 36 or no?
Look, you know what, Bear? Never say never. You know what I mean? I wear anything.
True.
I love this watch. This was a 16234.
Right.
No holes case. And it's just plain silver with stick markers, just the plainest of plain. But it works so well, man. It worked so damn well. You know what I mean? It just worked. It just crisp and clear. I remember I didn't want to sell it. I tried to back the guy wanted to buy it. He got a bit. I said, okay, you can have it. I sold it. I loved that watch. That's what I had two. Remember, I had the Explorer one and I had the 36 mil. See, you look at my collection. I never had that many watches. I sold them.
Right. Meaning not many watches at the same time.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You look at it and say, "Oh, you should have kept this." If I had kept it,
you can't keep it all. You would be a fucking millionaire.
Exactly.
You would have to be a millionaire. I mean, seriously.
That's exactly right, Bear.
Archie, bring up your signature gold sub.
Just hang on, I'll just find it. That's the paddock in the box. I'll just show you. Just flicking through these. I love this. That was the quartz AP. You know what? I got that for under $2,000. They've gone through.
They charge you like $2,000 to fix it.
No, that was the steel one. The mechanical.
No, this one here. The problem is the thread came undone. You know the threading there on it. They're very shitty.
Like that, though.
They're very shitty build quality on them actually, but they're very valuable now. That's a valuable watch.
What are they going for now?
Oh, I don't even look. You know, Bear doesn't fucking matter.
Fuck it. Who gives a fuck?
This is one I loved. You know, this actually. You know, when I got my paddock, right? I wanted one of these, Bear. This is a 5009. These are not expensive. They're like a rectangular. I like that. The numerals, the Art Deco numerals.
Yeah,
I always thought these were. I thought they were beautiful.
I like the one you sold to Mr. 2 much more.
Yep. Fair point. Yep.
It is nice, but the one you sold to Mr. 2
Yeah,
is
no.
beautiful.
I understand that. What the fuck am I? That was a Sea Dweller. I like this. The pre-ceramic Sea Dwellers. They were nice watches. These, Bear. You know what I mean? These Sea Dwellers.
I have that one.
I had that one too. It was the Z serial, one of the last few that came off before they discontinued them. The first
they
one.
They were good watches. I
thought
they were. I thought they were great.
I ended up selling it, and I bought the brand new Deep Sea when it came out in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, so I sold it to some young guy. I remember meeting up with him. He brought his uncle. His uncle was working for Christie's, Christie's auction house. So he wanted to confirm that the watch was good, and it was all in order. I had all the papers. It was brand new, pretty much. I had it for 2 years, and
Right.
if I could, I would try to find him and buy it back.
I don't blame you.
I like these.
Oh, so see, this goes in line to, we all have that, right? I mean, what Archie says, you just, some things are gone, and they're gone, and it's done.
That one was my first ever Rolex. That was I remember I spent like 2 months researching that watch, and how to negotiate the price, and how to approach the whole buying situation. And I ended up getting it at a discount of like 16 or 17%.
I own this one too, Bear. See this here? These were a bit small. This is a 5010 manual wine. That would be a perfect ladies' watch. Perfect ladies' watch.
The last super chat now from Tanzil. I love this super chat, Archie.
Yes, these super chats from Tanzil. Bear, these are the videos I miss. Archie just posted photos and talking over the video and given good watch advice. Fike, those were the days.
Archie, I loved those too. This is how I started following you. This was you. This was so, and you know what? We learned a lot from you, Arch. We really did, man.
But see, I'm telling you.
The video that you made that attracted me to your channel was the one that you did on what a shitter watch was.
Oh, I see.
You were talking about how Hamiltons and Bell watches are shitter watches, and that when you go to sell your collection to upgrade to what you really want, then you find out what your watch collection is really worth. So I thought that was the best video, and I've been hooked ever since.
No, that's
very, very true. Very true.
You know, the funny thing is, Bear, you miss different things. You know, I regret, you know, things I regret selling is I had that big green suitcase. You can't even use the fucking thing. You know that, Bear? You can't even use it.
Yeah, I understand, but it was beautiful. You appreciate the beauty of the object.
Look, I made money on it. I sold it. I made a lot of money. I actually used that money, you know, wisely. But it's funny. I think if you don't have regrets, you're not in the hobby enough. You've got to, if you're buying and selling, see, basically I started with nothing. It's like the guy.
Oh, it was a fantastic luxury journey when you think about it. It was, you had so many beautiful items, so many beautiful objects for a guy that's not a wealthy guy, that's somebody who just basically was angling things to push through. You experience more than any person possible. Think about it. It's a journey.
Ryan Vlogs Live $2. Love the old videos with the train intro. Oh yes, I remember that. That was like 8 years ago. I remember. Jesus Christ.
No, trains are not that long. They're maybe 7, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was the train video taken?
2016, right? 2016, 2017?
13, 14, because I remember where I used to work.
Train intro came a little bit later. It wasn't at the very beginning.
You know,
how did you take that train steam engine intro? Where did it come from?
Because they used to have train rides. They had there's a special, is it way out? You could go for a drive. We took the kids on.
Same here. I would be taking my son to it. Yeah.
No, that's when they were young. They don't even want to go now. They don't want to go.
You know, they don't want to fucking anything to do with us, eh?
No. But I got to tell you, you know what, Bear? The thing is this. I don't really, you know, I tell you honestly, Bear, I had to make some decisions on my, you cannot keep everything all the time. You know, you sometimes, I think it's very healthy to trim, even if you sell things that you shouldn't, it's still healthy to trim. I miss these, but these are mine. I've got these still, right?
Right.
I kept these, right? That's when I had the painted. See, they were painted there, right? I kept those ones because they had my name on
I
them.
love the painting.
I still have them. I still
it
have
actually
those.
makes them more, makes them more relevant, makes them more modern.
That was actually in my dad's house, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
my Cartier clock there. I sold all my Cartier clocks off there. I've only got one left. Can you believe that?
It's okay.
I wish I had them still. They were kind of cool. They're not worth a lot. Actually, they've gone up a lot. But look at this picture here. That's the green suitcases there. I sold the briefcase and the suitcase. This was my stepmother's $10,000 sofa. My dad's long divorced, and she's taken all the good furniture. He's got shitty furniture now. But that was I sold that cosmetic case there. I sold that to ER actually. She bought that cosmetic case.
Nice.
So a lot of these things here.
That's for style. That's for style.
Yeah, she's very classy woman there. Look at this. That's my stepmom there. That's her dining table. My dad hated this furniture because he said it was too good to use. She never wanted to use it.
It's funny.
That
can be very funny.
I missed that. I don't miss the one on the bottom. I lost money on that. That's an America's Cup one. It was going a bit sticky, but that green one, I missed that fucking green one.
Because of unique color.
No, it was just an Elza. I should have kept it. I sold it for 4,000. 4,200. I think I sold it for. I paid $3 for it. I paid $3. I thought, you know what? I got my money back. Now they're fucking. That's probably worth 10,000 secondhand. That's my wife from years ago. Actually, she's wearing a Banois, but it's the mini Banois. It's the mini. I've actually got her the bigger one now.
Is that the famous one from the TPG video?
No. What TPG video is that?
Remember you were on that video with TPG and
Roman. No, that's the one she's got now. I'll show you. But these here, look, that's Vuitton. This was taken. That's my kids. They're now 16, 15 and 16. Okay.
That's a good picture. Arch.
That's when I had this stuff, right? That's years ago,
You have a request from Tanzil, by the way.
That's the carpet that was eaten by the beetles. The beetles. Do you have any idea how much it costs to get rid of that? Tanzil. $5. Archie, please pull up your free informational website, Luxury to Last for us OGs. Have a scroll through memory. Okay, we'll get that. And Mr. Valjoux, $5, $10. Your review of the JLC Gold Reverso Triple Calendar Moon Phase with Dual Time influenced my purchase of that watch. I missed those reviews. Bear, you're a legend. It's Mr. Valjoux.
Thank you, Mr. Valjoux. Thank you.
I got to tell you.
Archie, you know what was the watch that I bought because of you?
What's that there?
The first watch I bought because of you was a Type 20.
Ah, you bought a Type. You still got it?
I still have it, and I bought it because of you.
Wow, you bought a Type 20. They're a great watch, those.
Absolutely. The second watch, I remember going to my AD that I bought because of you. And I said to him, that was at the very beginning, I said, I want Speedy. It has to be hazelite and close back. I said, but I got sapphire, I'll give you a good deal. I said, no. Archie Luxury said, it has to be hazelite and close back. I want that. He didn't have it in stock. He ordered, I waited for it, and I bought that watch from the AD, which is now today my close friend.
Wow.
Because of you. Because of you, Archie.
That's an amazing story.
Actually, with regards to the Type 20, you kind of moved me towards that too. But the thing is I want the one with the blue dial. The one that was it was a special edition in Japan. They're really hard to find.
They've also did a pink one. You know, they had a pink dial too, salmon pink.
No,
I want the blue one, and I think it's got the open clear back too, right?
I think you're right there. Yes, they had some the Japanese market Luxury to Last there. What do you think there? Remember that? Those were the days. Luxury to Last. And I put in a lot of
The
these
society, well,
for
that's the
thin
society of the
thin
watches.
dress watches. Yes.
Actually, you were fucking so ahead of its time, man.
The free.
You
yeah,
do realize that there's some great memories here, brother. Look at that.
I own that. Actually, I was selling it. I sold it for the guy. That was a 16808 with 30 dial. I should have bought the fucking thing. You know that was.
Yes, you should have bought it.
It's a fucking
Ronnie
very valuable.
Paul, you're right, brother.
They're a valuable watch now. You know.
Archie, how about doing
Yes.
something? How about doing something with your Explorer 2 and your Milgauss? How about flipping those for something?
No, I'd never sell Rolex now. I could tell you that. No way in the world. Don't ever.
I mean, for another Rolex.
Like which one?
Oh, how about a Pepsi?
He wants Pepsi badly, but he has this psychological barrier. He doesn't want to pay over retail.
Well, he needs to break that barrier, Bear.
The thing is, I don't mind. Look, I always loved the Explorer 2. So you know what? What happened? I'll tell you. You know, MJT came to me. He said to me,
Pepsi would be amazing for you.
MJT said to me, he said, you can have any Rolex you want. You want a Panda? I'll get it for you. And I thought, you know what? Let's not be too greedy. I'd actually been to Hong Kong with Scotty's date sub. That was an amazing. I didn't think the watch was that special. I wore it,
and he never. Ronnie Paul never said that he is very happy with a sub. He's just saying to maybe upgrade to the sub, Pepsi.
Yes, you
Speedy.
should. Sub and Pepsi, yes.
That probably wouldn't. I'd have to put money in. I'd have. Oh no! I'd probably get the two. Get some change. I'd get some change,
exactly, Arch, because in the meantime, Milgauss and Explorer have gone up. Yes. So how much can you get for Explorer?
It's a 2012. It's a little bit older one.
What do you think you can get?
You got box and papers for it, right?
Yeah, they're box and papers.
There you go. Good shape. It's in good shape.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I mean, you're not doing any oil changes with it, are you?
No. So
only
if
fixing the. So what do you think you can get?
He's afraid to try.
Just let's talk. We're not committing to anything. Let's talk. So you get for Explorer 2 what?
15 Canadian.
15. Yeah.
Okay. 15
Easy.
Canadian, 15 Australian, same shit money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk now. Let's talk
Milgauss.
Blue.
Say 14 Canadian.
Yeah. So you got $30,000 right there.
That buys Pepsi.
At least.
That buys Pepsi, and you got some change a little bit. Pepsi you can get if you want a Jubilee. You said Jubilee.
Yep.
27, 28.
27, 28.
Because what helps your mind, what you're selling has appreciated in value as well. So you are basically trading apples for apples, not apples for oranges. You're just getting one piece instead of two, and you strengthen your Rolex collection.
Sorry, go on.
Sub and Pepsi, fucking A.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Just put Sub, Pepsi, and look at these four. Let's ignore your Pateks.
Yeah.
Sub, Pepsi, Speedy, Reverso.
Yeah, perfect.
Completely ignore Patek.
Icons.
Completely ignore Patek. Yes. That collection alone is fucking 10.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, yeah.
You have such a perfect lineup.
Yes. You're right.
Not that I dislike Milgauss or
Explorer 2.
I love them. But if you ask me, would I, that what he's telling you, it's actually, it clicked to me. My brain got going. I would do that.
You would always be able to, you'd always be able to reverse that decision and go back into those other pieces with that Pepsi. That Pepsi is a win-win. You're not going to lose on it, right?
If Pepsi goes down, those other pieces are going to go down more.
That's
So
right.
think about it.
Tanzil there. Tanzil, $5. Louis Vuitton famously ran the advertising byline. Show me your luggage and I'll tell you who you are. Remember that one, AC3? Yes.
Yeah.
Show me your luggage.
You need to think about this, Arch.
The problem is, can I tell you what the problem is?
There's no big commitment here. It's just a matter of deciding.
No, you're right.
What's the problem? What's the problem? Tell me what's the problem. One less watch.
I'd have to pay capital gains tax on the two.
Who are you bullshitting, yourself or us?
What are you talking about, Arch?
Well, I make a profit on. I gotta pay tax on that.
You're just making excuses.
You can. You're funny. If you don't want to do it, just say I don't want to do it. Don't worry about it.
He's worried about having an empty space in that Louis Vuitton box of his.
That's a very sad statement, but it's true. Yeah, that's very, very true. Is that the case, Arch? Because you really need to take that space out. I mean, and actually, if you ask me, that Louis Vuitton's case should go.
Yeah.
What? What are you saying? What the hell? What's wrong with you? Why?
I'm not a fan.
Well, the watches don't fit there, but I still love it.
The watches don't fit is a reason enough.
Archie, for the extra space in the Louis Vuitton box, you can
How much would I get for it?
G-Shock in there.
I don't know what would you get. It's brand new, so maybe don't sell it right away. But they don't depreciate a lot. They don't depreciate a lot.
Do you want one, Bear? I can get one for. I know one that's going cheap.
No, thank you.
Not mine. Not mine. Not mine.
Bear, I think I know what we can say to him to get him to get rid of that box.
What?
Tell him that he bought it when Pigsley was helping him fundraise for it.
He doesn't fucking care. He loves money. If Pigsley comes back to fundraise again, he'll take it. Don't worry about that. Archie has no bad
$672. AC, I just ate so much turkey and have to make poo. There we go. Thank you.
Good for you, sir. Bell. Enjoy turkey and enjoy good poo. Both are very good things.
You don't like those Louis Vuitton things, but do you, Bear?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you, Archie.
You would have been better served putting that into another watch, Archie. That's my opinion.
Let me bring up a screen. I'm gonna bring something up. Yep.
By the way, Tanzil is having another super chat in relation to your book, Collecting Louis Vuitton.
Oh,
the only Louis Vuitton I own is your book.
Oh, is that right? Here we go. We've got Tanzil, $5. I hate to do this, but to quote your book, Collecting Louis Vuitton, you are encouraged people to use their LV luggage and not let them sit in the house. Thank you, Tan. And Joe Kramer, $5. Get a Bosphorus leather box like me, big boy. I was just going to show you.
I've seen those. They're actually nice. I don't want to promote other product that doesn't sponsor you, but they are nice. I agree with Joe. However, Joe, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Certainly, they're not Louis Vuitton price.
No, they are not. The world is a vicious place. Here it is here. Look, Bear. You can get this here. Do you want to buy one, Bear?
Buy what? What do you?
One of these Louis Vuitton watch box. Louis Vuitton watch box, Bear.
No. I'm actually, when it comes to this kind of goodies, I prefer Mont Blanc. It just suits me. I love the quality, like my backpack, my luggage, my watch cases. I really love Mont Blanc. It's reasonably priced. Quality is great, and I love the black look on that. But I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that love Louis Vuitton. You know what? So I'm not. Listen, I'm just talking from my personal taste. We're not going to get into a fight now. I hope.
No. There's nothing. Bear, you don't have to like what
However,
I like.
I want to revert to that idea of Pepsi.
Yeah.
That I really think would be a good move. See, Wristwatch Holic just did a super chat and he told you what he paid.
Wristwatchaholic, $2. I got a new LV box, out of door, 6,200
US.
Yeah, out of door. What does he mean, out of door?
Meaning
Tax
including
included.
taxes and all other bullshit. What did you pay?
You got to remember, I'm in Australia, okay?
Of course. So your taxes are going to be higher.
No, it's actually about the same. Our taxes is only 10%. It cost me 99 Aussie.
So it's even cheaper than in Canada.
How much is it in Canada?
More. Well, taxes are 13%. So
I look at this thing here, Louis Vuitton President, right? These are the briefcases. There's some bargains here, but you guys don't even like them.
I would not even know what the bargain is because you have to be knowledgeable about this product. So you can tell me any price, and I would go, okay, Archie, I'll take your advice.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Bear.
I am not opposed to briefcases. I kind of like briefcases. I just don't like the price of Louis Vuitton. It's very, very
they're expensive. Bear, I've wanted one for like 15 years. When I first saw one, I
can appreciate that. Then
So,
you didn't have one, you had 20.
Why would I sell it, Bear? Can I ask you that?
Sell what?
He paid 600 US. Let me tell you what that is in Aussie. Let's just work that out.
He paid 6,200 US.
I'm just converting that to Aussie. I don't know why my PC. Oh, that's 8.6. That's good buying.
So he did better. He did very good. But again, it's US. Market is much larger. Yeah, it's always cheaper and easier to buy shit in US.
I'm just taking a quick toilet break, Bear. I will be right back. Sure. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. Ronnie Paul.
Yeah.
That suggestion is excellent.
Yeah.
And I can see it, even financially, it makes sense. Because you're literally trading two lower level steel pieces for one higher level steel piece. So however it fluctuates in relation to each other, it's always going to be proportional. You can only gain more. And it makes a nicer statement in his collection. He actually then has a proper GMT.
I mean, for him to move to a Pepsi is a good move. For him to move like to a Yachtmaster 2 with that, not such a good move because the Yachtmaster 2 isn't like the Pepsi. So that's the logic I see. So he can't lose on it. He'll be okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. I mean, he has this. He loves Milgauss and he loves Explorer, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, we're not talking. Get something that's non-Rolex, so that you're taking a huge risk. You're getting still Rolex that he loves the most. He just uses these excuses of the fixed bezel because in his mind he wants to justify not to go for the Pepsi.
So I mean, in terms of what he wears on his channel, he's wearing the sub date quite often, and the Explorer 2 I don't see as much, and the Milgauss he doesn't wear at all. I don't even know if he still has it in his collection. He wears it so little.
He does. He occasionally wears it, but sub is his number one by far. And then he likes to wear his Calatravas occasionally. So that's where his liking is. That's very clear to me. What's your collection, by the way? What do you have in your collection, sir?
So I was showing it on Archie's channel about a week ago. So I have a sub no date in 41. I have the Sea Dweller 50th anniversary in the red, and that's with the Mark 1 dial. So I got that one in 2018 when it came out. So that's kind of neat. I have the James Cameron, the new one. I got that this year.
So much better bracelet and so nicely balanced. I agree. Big difference.
And I owned the original from the original black dial from 2008, 2009 when it first came out. So I can tell the difference, how they wear differently. So I like that. I also picked up over a year ago the Hulk.
Beautiful.
And last but not least, my Yacht Master 2. So
steel, gold.
Steel. It's steel. It's the full steel. It's not the two-tone. It's the steel one.
I am very motivated to get the steel. I have a gold, but I'm very motivated because I think that's the one to get. You're muted, Ronnie. You're muted.
The gold that you have, is that the heaviest watch Rolex has, or is it the Platona that's the heaviest?
I think it is heavier than. I never, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, I never held Platona.
Yeah, I've never held it.
I've seen it, but I never held it. It is.
It's fucking ridiculous. I've felt it. It's ridiculous.
Is it really heavy?
It's dense. It's very dense.
Platinum is much heavier than gold.
Well, listen, Archie,
gold is fucking ridiculous.
If you were wearing the Platona and you're driving your car, would you notice it?
Look, it's like anything. It's not that fucking heavy. It's not like a brick. You get used to it. You know what I mean? It's all relative to that there. The thing is this. I had the friend who had the baguette diamond one, actually. And you know what? It is a very cool watch. It's really cool. But I kind of like steel. I like steel as an everyday wear thing. You know what I mean? And the reason I can't sell the Explorer and the Milgauss, I'll tell you why, Bear.
We never said sell. We said trade to.
We said trade for Pepsi. Yes.
Yeah. I love the Explorer. It's always been a watch I've loved for years.
Yeah, I know.
Like for me, you got to understand. You got to understand. I remember I had my collection in the late 90s, right? And I had a day date 36 because they didn't have a 40 then. There was only the 36. I had a sub steel date, Explorer 2 polar, and I had a date just two-tone. Okay? And I ran out of money, so I sold off the date just first. Then I sold the day date. Then I sold the sub. I whittled it down to the Explorer 2. I thought that was the most perfect watch. And I got to say, in all honesty there, here we go. Mr. Valjoux, $5. The Bennett Winch watch rolls are awesome. Yes, pricey, but truly worth it. Travel anywhere. Your Haute Horology watches deserve it. There we go. I gotta say, I think for me the Explorer
is dying, Archie. Just so you know, so yeah. I might just be dropped unexpectedly.
Okay. You don't have a charger?
I don't have anything set.
You're going
right
to bed
now
soon. You're going to bed. You're going to bed.
I apologize.
That's okay. Bear, we might wrap this baby up then. It's been a great show. Happy Thanksgiving. I want to thank you for coming on. Sean W., $2.80. Bear, can you show us that yellow gold 2 in gold? Sorry, Yachtmaster 2 in gold.
I wish I showed it on the channel, but now it's in the safe. So I apologize, Sean, but I will another time. I promise.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good enough there. Guys, it's been a great show. Great show. Happy Thanksgiving. Be thankful for the things you have, not the things you've sold or missed out on. And I got to be honest with you. You know what? We're born with nothing and we leave with nothing. You can't take anything with you. It's good. Look, I know some people like Sovereign, he doesn't sell anything. He keeps everything. That's okay. For me, I've had an amazing taste of these things that only the really rich could normally have. So that's the way it goes. Okay, guys, wrapping up. We will be back tomorrow. See you later, guys.